tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? Good morning, good morning. How's it going, everybody? Let's see what's going on. Welcome to another Capital Hungry live market analysis stream where we'll be doing some intraday and scalp trade analysis on gold, GBPJPY, Euro USD, US30, GBP USD, as well as overall looking at any economic data reports we may have, reactive headlines overnight that can impact the markets, market structure, price action, and everything else we use to develop confirms what we're looking for a trade. Before we start, can I just get a audio and visual check from the YouTube, from the refugees, and from the Zoom chat? Everything's good. There's one dislike already. You said, yeah. A lot of people, don't like me. If you guys haven't noticed, some someone's like, "Man, you already got some dislikes, and the stream didn't even start yet." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm used to that." All right, sorry, man. Just drinking some water. I've been a bit under the weather. Canada weather's not anything to play with. Plus this lot, plus the whole. I don't know about you guys because everybody's from around the world. You know what I mean? But personally, here in Ontario, Canada, we have been on lockdown, like stay at home order. So man, it's so depressing. So I actually don't mind doing these YouTube streams and like getting a bit of an escape, having some fun, sharing some information, and potentially making some money as well. You know? Yeah, Toronto, my friend. Well, I'm not from Toronto. I'm from the GTA though, but you know what I mean. Like we're on stay. I don't know. Is it all of Ontario the same shit? No, it's so weird. Like one part of Canada is on lockdown, but the other side isn't. Like Vancouver area, Vancouver side. That's not locked down. You know, so I can't go to the gym. Everything's closed. Like it's pretty much stay at home order. Only shit that's open is fucking LCBO, the dispensaries, LCBO, fucking Costco and Walmart. Obviously, they don't shut that shit down. Brampton represent. Brampton in the chat. You guys are reckless. No, there's not. No, there's not too much French speaking in Ontario. That's Quebec. That's Quebec. All right, all right, everybody. Whether you're new to the stream or old, before we get into it, the way this stream goes is, I don't have like a bunch of people talking with me. Maybe I can do something like that in the future. Like I know on other streams, there's like this whole Zoom panel, and you got 10 people talking and conversing. But the sort of format or layout of this stream is once enough people are in here, we start doing analysis starting from like the intraday time frames to the lower time frames across some of these main pairs where we can use various concepts from investor behavior, micro fundamentals, and of course technicals to map out trade ideas. So I go through what, so don't be impatient. Be patient is what I'm trying to say. Um, as I'm talking about gold, don't worry. It doesn't mean when I'm talking about gold that's it. I'm not talking about any other pair. You know what I mean? And one thing is, my internet connection's ass right now, so hopefully that doesn't go out. I'm even getting some, I'm even getting some warnings from the Zoom chat right now, just because it started snowing here. But anyways, so when I start with gold, just let me finish the analysis on gold. Let me go down the time frames and explain it, and don't worry, I'm going to go through the other time frames. No, I'm from Oakville, man. I'm from a more, I don't want to be racist. I'm from a more Caucasian city out of the GTA. I got enough friends and family in Brampton, though, man. Yeah, it's a white town. Okay, so let's start off here with gold. All right. So as you guys saw today, okay, so let's just quickly review. We're not going to be going to like, actually, why not? You know, why not? Let's start with the daily time frame here, okay? And let's clean everything up so you guys can just see the pure structure and what is going on between the buyers and seller strength. So obviously on the higher time frames, you could go to the 3 month chart, could go to the 1 month chart. Gold is still extremely bullish ever since buys peaked new all-time highs, history breaking all-time highs at 2075. Okay, you can see we started to enter this corrective bearish structure on the higher time frame after peaking these all-time highs, as you had positional buyers start to exit out of the market, which causes that reaction and pullback, right? It doesn't matter if it's a 1 minute time frame or the daily time frame. The way the market behaves as per market structure, creating highs, then doing pullbacks, consolidation phases, it's universal across all time frames. The only difference is the time itself, the length of time of that period of correction on the higher time frame versus something else. You know what I mean? But what we want to identify is we can see that gold started to break out of this bearish market structure and corrective structure, right? We went to retest these previous intraday highs and failed to break above there. And then obviously we could see that we had very strong seller price action and sellers enter the market from this price point in a very aggressive sell off, correct? What we want to understand and digest as traders is even with that aggressive sell off and even with that short term bearish strength on gold, it still wasn't enough to revisit the previous lows created by sellers. And you can see on the intraday time frames, we closed above these candle body conjunction points in support area, and we're starting to create some very strong higher time frame bullish market structure. At the same time, we're trading gold against the US dollar. We're not trading gold against the euro. We're not trading gold against AUD. So another confluence we can use that has supported this upside is at the same time you can see the dollar itself, the dollar index, even though it has had that quick spike off its 6 year lows, like I've said in the other streams, it is still extremely bearish on the higher time frames and is fading out that strength. Remember, like I told you guys, if the dollar remains relatively flat standalone, and that is a safe haven currency, that gives us more confidence that markets are still optimistic and there's money coming out of the US dollar going into other trading instruments. So there's higher potential that if the dollar alone is bearish in intraday price action, then Euro USD or GBP USD or gold will have a higher probability of being more bullish just because the secondary in the quote is the US dollar. And I like to look at the US dollar and Japanese yen because they're both safe haven currencies and because I primarily trade risk currency versus safe haven pairs or the inverse. You see me trade gold or GJ or EU or something that's heavily impacted by market optimism or fear and easier to read and digest based on investor behavior, like the stock market, US30. You know what I mean? So on the higher time frames and you're looking at the price action, you had this aggressive sell-off. But then even though this weekly candle started out very aggressive to grab liquidity and set up better buy positions for institutions, in my opinion, the actual price action itself, you had the candle bodies close back above that support and you had a break of the minor bearish market structure as well as a very strong bullish engulfing candle over like the last 6 days worth of price action there. So when we start to zoom in the time frames, and especially with what we saw today happen when we go to the hourly time frame, we can validate that from this low point, this liquidity grab, price grab low point, we had an equal reaction in the sense that the move got corrected pretty much just as fast as it happened, meaning that doesn't show me that there's still a strong amount of sellers pressure. It's showing me that it was more of a liquidity grab for buyers, not like more sellers jumping in the market. Okay, especially as you fully correct this downside move and you break above this liquidity zone in intraday order block in range where you had all this price sensitivity. We're also breaking above that bearish market structure, and we're also with that liquidity grab we saw today because of Biden's inauguration. It brought a lot of short-term uncertainty during U.S. session at the start of New York, and we saw the dollar spike, gold dump. It looked extremely aggressive, like gold sellers were taking control, but look where price actually wicked and rejected. It was at this previous liquidity zone, and you can see we still closed above previous lows, and we still respected bullish market structure when you're looking at where the intraday candles actually closed themselves, right? So gold is extremely bullish still when we're looking at the intraday time frames and higher time frames. We're primarily just looking for pullback areas and continued buys, or the breakout above 1876 buys. Because one thing I'm seeing right now is this price action here. You can see we have finally had a very strong clear above this price sensitivity area around 1860 and 1855 higher time frame key level, where we've had a strong bullish engulfing break above it, and the retest already happened over Asian session hours, like late New York Asian session hours. We already had that reaction by buyers and sellers, and on the lower time frame we are just holding this minor bullish consolidating structure where it is not, this is not exhaustion. There are no signs, in my opinion, when we are looking at gold right now, to sell it. You get what I'm saying? You guys agree with that, right? Even if gold was to do a pullback, that pullback can be very aggressive, 100 pips, but I would still personally rather wait for the buys, the retest buys and continuation up, or the retest buys at 1855 and continuation up, or safely above 1876 key level, and we can continue to ride buys up. Now that we understand the US dollar is still bearish, now that we understand that massive liquidity grab and setup, and how prices above this order block in liquidity zone, which is a heavy order flow area zone. You can see we dug deep into this area, failed to break lower. Look at all this. Look at all these liquidity grabs and rejections at this area on key level, just from even a month ago, right? We dug exactly to that price point, rejected, grabbed all that buyer order flow, and continued up very nice and smooth above this order block and consolidation zone, while also remaining above bearish market structure, and also creating even more refined bullish market structure that we can potentially use for the next period of days and weeks. And this bullish market structure, if you guys can't see it on your screen, is connected from exactly that lower wick tip to that following wick from today, from that Biden inauguration price grab. So now as long as gold continues its bullish run for deeper pullback points after new highs are formed, guess where I'm looking for retest. If we come up and push up to 1883 and then do an aggressive grab and fail to break and come to this medium term zone and fail to break, guess who's looking for sniper buys at that point? Or guess who's looking for a strong reaction at that point? Because we can see how the market structure has started to develop, right? So anyways, Theodore, what if you're already in gold buys? What entry price? And right now, keep in mind that it's just pre-London hours right now, Germany Open, 2 a.m. Eastern. And we have a lot of time through London session and these trades to possibly play out through New York, okay? So now let's just zoom in on the lower time frames and identify that we can still, that even though the best buy scenario for us would be an aggressive pullback to 1855, it doesn't look like that's going to happen with the current price positioning. When we're zooming in on the lower time frames, we can clearly see that over the last period of about 15 hours, this minor lower time frame bullish market structure is still being respected and chugging away, right? So we don't have any potential to get a deeper gold pullback unless we had massive exhaustion at 1876 and a break of this minor bullish structure. That would give us higher potential to start to map out that, okay guys, gold buyers on the intraday just peaked a new high. We're starting to see some exhaustion on the lower time frames. We're getting a break out of this minor bullish structure. All right, it looks like buyers are starting to exit out positions. This could create a gold pullback. We could either take advantage of that pullback or patiently wait for the pullback to complete, a retest of like the 1855 key level or the bullish structure, and then look for sniper buys there, similar to like what we were looking for at 1836. Remember how the last stream I was telling you guys that 1836 is a very key buy area on gold, if you guys remember from Tuesday? So Yes, it dug a bit deeper. It spiked down to about 1833 on Owanda broker, but the candle bodies closed right above 1836, and you had this massive upside move. Okay, so now as we are watching this lower time frame structure, and most of us are primarily looking to take scalp trades through London or looking to take intraday trades, we're just going to zoom in and understand that gold is bullish, okay? We're going to quickly summarize that, and we're going to be looking at this lower time frame structure in 1876 key level, okay? If we maintain this bullish structure and break above 1876, we're taking easy scalp buys and potential intraday buys to continue to extend this gold run, all right? You can see very strong lower time frame order block created around here as well, around 1868, around like at the same point at these previous 1 minute highs. I would only be looking for scalp gold sells if we broke this minor structure, had US dollar strength, and broke below 1868.5 with all this price sensitivity to the left. Otherwise, anything above here through London session in New York, I'm looking for buys. Okay. Did this guy just say this guy talks a lot? It's a fucking trading stream. The fuck? Would you expect when you click this video? Would you want to see just the like? You know what I mean? All right, so we're just gonna keep, huh? Okay, so everybody understand gold primarily in a bullish bias. The intradays, the daily is still bullish. We could clearly see that liquidity grab that was done during New York session, right? As well as the lower time frame structure is bullish. So with current price point we're sitting at right now at 1875, we can't say gold looks like a sell. Obviously, as the night goes on, let's just say to visualize, gold fails to break 1876 multiple times and then starts to shift into lower time frame bearish market structure. It breaks this bullish structure, it breaks this 1869 key level, or sorry, medium term 1 minute zone where you can see this price sensitivity here overnight. And we also see dollar strength. That's the only way with all those confirms lined up that I can check those confirms off that I'll be looking for gold sells. And that's going from, and the initial range we're looking for is from about 68 down to about 63, and then watching price action accordingly as we make our way down. You have to understand if that does happen, that is a corrective pullback play unless there's a fundamental shift in the market sentiment. So whenever you're trading corrections or pullbacks or counter trend trading, you have to be very cautious, okay? But right now, it's only pre-London hours, German market open. We still have roughly what, an hour till London open? So that's what we're looking for. Otherwise, as long as we maintain the bullish market structure and the US dollar stays relatively flat, if we come here and fail to break again, higher risk, higher reward entries, safest entries is waiting for that pullback, breaking above these 1 minute highs. Dollar still weak, come above 1876.5, and then you have easy continued buys with the trend and with the current structure and with buyers in control. All right. So does that make sense for everybody before we jump into it? Also, don't forget, we don't have too many economic data reports overnight, but we do have the ECB interest rate stuff in the morning, followed by a lot of data through New York and Asian session. The key fundamental points are the same. Besides the Biden inauguration that was completed today, and we saw the impact of that. And as per some of the headlines to the left, we're not seeing anything too crazy high impacting so far, right? Any questions? Let me in the Zoom chat. Any question? What would the TP be if we are able to take a buy and break about 1876? First, we're going to be watching price action accordingly and looking to secure some as scalps up 20-30 pips. But essentially, the next TP target we're looking to run to, if gold is to continue its buyer's run, is up to 1883. All right. That's like first target, you know. So if no more questions about gold, we can jump on to some GJ analysis. You can't hear me? What the hell? You guys couldn't hear me that whole time? I haven't checked the chats. So we got one guy who's saying I talk too much. Now one person saying they can't hear me at all. You guys are confusing, eh? Oh, you can. Okay. All right. Don't worry, because of the way I am, because I exert such extreme confidence, I get a lot of hate. But that's just expected, you know. So because I can exert extreme confidence in what I'm talking about and what I'm doing, and be able to put my balls on the line and share information every time I do a stream for 3 to 4 hours and provide information, that's why I get a lot of hate. So fuck, you know, what can you do, you know? It's like people are acting like I came on this stream and like I talk shit, or people are acting like I came on this stream and I'm saying, hey, take this signal, or hey guys, invest in this cryptocurrency. I'm giving analysis on gold. You get what I'm saying? I'm giving my viewpoint and analysis on gold, man. Like you guys are acting like I'm talking about some random shit. It's like we're doing a gold breakdown. You know what I mean? We're not like this isn't like some IML uh this isn't like some IML fucking webinar. This is like we're doing I'm just giving you guys my opinion on like gold, GJ, the fundamentals, what economic data we have. But anyways, GJ ran as good as it could run for okay, so remember, let's go to GJ now, all right? GJ higher time frames, extremely bullish, easy to understand. We visited these previous highs that were created by buyers, and you could see when we had this aggressive sell-off here, we failed to break these previous low points, all right? You can also see we had a similar move in price action where once the corrective stage came to an end, we had bulls jump in quite aggressively. Now right here, let me zoom in. We had a very strong reaction at previous intraday highs. You understand what I'm saying? Does this mean that GJ is a massive sell-off, or what does this mean about what's happening behind the scenes? What's happening between the buyers and sellers transactions? We got some headlines here regarding COVID. No, it's all good. We got some negative UK headlines regarding UK education, just to keep that in mind. But we'll look at that when we zoom in. So this, when you see this extended upside move, we failed to break previous lows. Higher time frame is still bullish. Thank you, Mr. Chuck Duck, and thank you in the private chat as well. This is buyers taking positions and taking profit out. That reaction, when sellers also jump in hand, creates that pullback. This was a very, very, very strong sell-off during New York session, but it did not break or even go to retest previous lows, and we are in a bit of a decision point now. On the lower time frame, you can see we're still holding bullish market structure. And yesterday, we did have some solid UK CPI data, which led to this extended move to the upside, but it wasn't enough to break into new highs just yet. There's only two ways that you can generate liquidity in the market to break into a new high or a new low, depending on the trend. In this case, we're in a bullish trend, bullish market structure. We're looking for buyers to print a new high. The only way buyers can print a new high is one, you need an extremely optimistic fundamentals catalyst, whether it be more optimism and new news regarding vaccines, whether it be optimism regarding Brexit, whatever it may be. And two, you either need a pullback phase so buyers can get in from better entry points, or a consolidation phase that doesn't break structure or break previous lows, and then that is just buyer order flow, an order block to have a next impulsive move to the upside, right? So right now you can see we had this aggressive pullback. Once these highs were formed, buyers jumped in from this previous low point, and we had enough order flow for buyers to at least revisit these previous highs. Again, there was not enough fundamental catalyst or buyer order flow to break above that price point, and we saw buyers take profit from that position and cause this very aggressive sell-off. This aggressive sell-off corrected this upside move, but still didn't go to revisit these previous lows. So we're starting to develop some bullish market structure. But the only thing I am going to be iffy about now is that once we've seen GJ do these very strong impulsive moves, if you guys have noticed how GJ behaves, and it's easier to see on GJ in pairs like gold, you'll have these very strong impulsive moves, and then the market will range and consolidate. So if GJ starts to do something similar to here on the intraday time frames, we can still potentially scalp these ranges, but don't stress yourself out or start to fight the market looking for swing trade or intraday trades if GJ starts to enter an intraday or higher time frame range to generate order flow and liquidity for the next impulsive move. You get what I'm saying? So right now, GJ still bullish, higher time frames are still bullish. This is what I want to show you guys on the lower time frame. It's hard to see here. And this is what I want to show you guys here. Okay, I'm going to show you guys two things here. First thing was this pullback. This is like exactly what I was telling you guys about pullback corrective structure. See how, yes, it's a very nice sell-off, but it's not as strong as the buys up. You had like bullish, bearish candles, you had some consolidations, it was slowly making its way down. It was very corrective pullback structure. You're going to be able to better identify that on the lower time frames here when you come to the 1 minute, and you're going to be able to better identify the shift in that structure. Okay, so look here. See, for about 4 days, about half a week, GJ was respecting this bearish market structure with buyers exiting positions from those highs, like I showed you guys, and sellers jumping in hand. But as the higher time frames are still bullish, you can see we created a support and started noticing sellers exhaustion, then got a break above that bearish market structure and a shift into bullish structure as the higher time frames is still bullish and overall markets are still optimistic. That's how we can identify a potential shift in structure. Now here, GJ had a very strong sell-off, but I'm just going straight from these candle body points across, and you can see from this point around 141 flat, 141.2, we started to get some exhaustion. And the signs of exhaustion are you either start to create a flat candle body support, or at a specific strong support level, you have a very aggressive bounce. So from here, you can see you had about a 50 pip, almost a 40 to 50 pip bounce. You had sellers jump back into the market to revisit around those low points, but fail to break. And then buyers jump back in to now create this bullish structure we're seeing. Okay. So what I'm seeing now on GJ is that the higher time frames are still bullish. We broke out of that impulsive bearish structure, and we are starting to create some bullish lower time frame structure from this peak sell point. You can see where we had this strong reaction and failed to break previous lows, we want to create a minor high. From this minor high, buyers exited positions and created a lower time frame pullback, but failed to test previous lows. That's where I'm going to mark off this bullish market structure to give us areas of interest to work with. So if price comes down to here, we can start watching reactions accordingly. Okay. So right now, I can easily say that based on current price point, market structure, and reaction at highs and lows, 141.5 is a very, very strong decision point for buyers and sellers. Okay. The only reason I'm saying that now is you can see we had this bounce after this pullback was made on the lower time frame, right? Then buyers jump back in. But buyers, you can see, failed to break this previous high that was created right now. And during pre-London hours, we're starting to get a pullback. All right. This is a very strong decision point where we're going to be looking for a make or break. Okay. If we come down to 141.5 here and have another strong rejection reaction like this, guess what we're doing? We're going to take buys right back up to 141.8. Understand? The safest buys are that pullback, or if we just consolidate over the next period of an hour and through London session and then break out above 141.8, that's the safest buy option. I would only be looking for GJ sells at either reactions at previous intraday highs around 142 or 142.2, or a break in retest below 141.500, which would validate a shift in the structure and validate that buyers didn't have enough order flow to break these minor highs. So just let me label that out, okay? And another thing we want to keep in mind for confluences is that, oh shit, I gotta fucking restart. Let me remind myself tomorrow. I had to restart my computer. Lucky I didn't do it right there, guys. I almost clicked restart now like a retard by accident. I don't know why. But anyways, what we can still validate to give us confirms is that our global stock markets across the world in different regions are still bullish, showing us investors are still confident, that greed train is still running. You can even see here with the UK equity markets pullback that overall structure is still bullish, and we're starting to just create a dip support here for potential more buyers to jump in. And when we're looking at our safe haven currencies, dollar and Japanese yen are still relatively flat. We're just going to be looking at the dollar overnight on the 30-minute chart to look at our safe haven currency strength sentiment, okay? So dollar, you can see dollar gave that pullback to retest that broken bullish structure. With that, the same time the dollar had this spike with the uncertainty regarding Biden's inauguration, was the same time gold did that aggressive dip in liquidity grab. The same time dollar faded that strength, gold snapped back up too. So you can see why I like to watch the dollar on the intraday time frames alongside these other pairs we're actively trading. Even though I don't trade the dollar index or I don't trade VIX, I still look at these. I still look at these trading instruments because it tells you a lot of information about investor behavior, right? The only index I trade is US30, but I still look at global stock markets on the intraday charts to see how investors are moving money across the like in different regions, right? It just tells you a lot of information. So as if dollar remains bearish overnight and the equity the equity markets remain bullish, this is going to give us more confirms of market optimism for potential GJ buys as long as this structure holds as well, okay? So let me label this out for you guys. I'm just going to mute myself. Fucking tongue twister right there. Hey G, for GJ, one of the safest intraday buys. Yeah, the safest higher time frame buys would obviously be above previous highs, but like for session scalping volume, for a safe option would be like if we did have a pullback and failed to break the structure, then broke above these 1 minute highs, which also lines up with 0.800. In my opinion, that's a really safe squeeze to 142 and back to previous highs, you know? Oh, sorry. LTF means lower time frame. HTF means higher time frame. Sorry for anybody that doesn't um, know that little fucking whatever it's called. What is that? What is that called? An acronym? Is that the right word for that? All right. Yeah, I can check. I can review charts and analysis after we go through everything we're already looking at. You get what I'm saying? PPL is a psychological price level specifically on GJ, pretty much following the quarter point theory. But through my back testing of GJ over the last 3 years, I've noticed the best reactions at zero point 0.00, 0.200, 0.500, and 0.800 for GJ specifically. If you guys go back test these points between higher time frame historical key levels, you will see great reactions on the lower time frame and intraday time frames, right? So these are called psychological price levels where you see reactions by buyers and sellers on a day-to-day basis. PPL. Okay. So now that we have, does everybody understand GJ? Before I jump on to Euro USD, our GJ bias as of now is still bullish. Our higher time frame still looking bullish. Lower time frame, we got to break out of this corrective bearish structure, and we have this lower time frame bullish structure developing, right? It would be ideal to get a pullback to 0.500, fail to break, and high risk, high reward buys here. Safest buys would be to get a pullback and then break out above these 1 minute highs in 0.800. It's only pre-London hour right now, new 30-minute candle, and we still have London Open in the next 30 minutes. We're going to be watching closely, but primarily I am in a buy bias. I would only be looking for sells on GJ if we get rejections around previous highs like 142 or 142.2. And the safest sells would be if we fail to break 0.800, reject here, break this bullish structure, and break and retest below 141.5. That's the safest sells down 30 pips to 0.200 previous lows. Right now, I'm just going to keep it zoomed out like this. Gold's melting like cheese. All right, let's watch gold. It's if it starts to break this lower time frame structure. But again, we're only taking the scalp sells if we have a clean break below here. Because watch the price sensitivity here, because it's a new 30-minute candle, okay? It's a new 30-minute candle that just opened up without an upper wick. So just make sure you keep an eye on that. If you guys zoom out on the intraday time frames here. So this 30-minute candle, I don't want you guys to get caught in a whipsaw is all I'm saying. That yes, gold can come down to dig deeper, but with how it doesn't have an upper wick right now, it's just a little bit iffy to me. I don't want it to spike up and create that upper wick. And if you guys are trying to take a scalp sell, whip you guys out. That's all I'm trying to say there, you know? But other than that, if we could create that upper wick first and then remain below that minor bullish structure and fail to break those highs, then it makes more sense to take those sells. No, gold buys are not invalid yet. We're only looking for scalp sells if we have all of these confirms, and the safer buys were above 1876. Obviously, we didn't get a good reaction here. We broke the bullish structure there. So yeah, but just watch here because this is a strong price sensitivity zone we've seen on the 1 minute. That's the only thing I'm telling you guys, be iffy about, all right? And that fact that 30-minute candle had no upper wick. So I don't want you guys to jump into sells willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? These are the safer buys at London Open. I primarily wait for a few minute candle closures at a key level to show a type of order block, consolidation, or support being formed. Or similar candle patterns that you would look on any time frame, like a potential double bottom to show a failure to break lower, etc. Right? Did it make its 30-minute top wick at least? No, it didn't yet. Did it? No, it didn't yet. But the one thing is, if gold doesn't break above 1876, and obviously we didn't get a strong bounce here at the bullish structure, if it remains below this structure, we get a break below 1869, we have easy 50 to 60 pip sells down to the next range on the lower time frame. But I'm just very iffy about this little zone here and that 30-minute candle. So guys, keep an eye on that, all right? No, there's no news that caused the gold drop. Gold, have you guys seen how gold's been moving? This is just a gold pullback after peaking new highs, right? Because if this hourly candle closes that bearish, and then London Open retests that level we're looking at, we could adapt to sells, all right? And GJ buy bias is still holding though for now. Yeah, this is running down 20 pips already. But anyways, we still got 26 minutes till actual London Open, so no FOMO. Remember, our goal as traders is not just to take trades and go crazy. It's to stay as emotionally neutral as possible. Wait for high probability trade ideas. Stay smart. Follow our risk management plans. No FOMO. See what I mean? Like, see what I mean? How I don't want you guys to get whipped out like this? Did I not warn you, fuckers? Did I not warn you? I knew gold to do some fuckery like this. That's why. All right. Fuck, man. With that 30-minute candle, it was looking like some fuckery. So let's be patient. Let's be patient. That's what I mean. Because imagine you took this sell, and you're like, oh yeah, gee, gold's melting. I'm gonna jump in the sell. Fuck yeah. And you're not paying attention, and you're up 20 pips, right? You're up 20 pips, right? If you turned around for 1 second to look at your phone, or you went to the washroom to take a piss, now you're fucking back to your entry. You know what I'm saying? So let's just let it do its thing. Yeah, let gold do its thing right now. If it melts down, that's fine. Otherwise, this was a price. If this with this snapback candle, how it just engulfed the previous candle, and how we're potentially coming back above this zone here to the left, don't be surprised if gold starts to range all the way back up, all right? So no confirms for this just yet. Listen to me patiently. I knew it was going to do some fuckery, man. So I didn't want anybody to jump in willy-nilly. Let's watch this, though. Watch above 0.800 here on GJ. Because what we can identify is that we're still very bullish. This 30-minute doesn't even have an upper wick, but it doesn't need to create one with how bullish the momentum is looking. So let's watch the reaction at 0.800 here. If we get a squeeze straight up to 142, you feel me? With TP. So Jack Shepard, you got your TP hit. Listen, remember how I told you guys when you're taking counter trend trades, you have to be very, very cautious, and you need more confirms than versus taking a trade with the trend. That's why I wanted everyone to slow down, because when everyone's looking at the 1 minute, or especially when people are scalping, they can see these moves, and it'll start to make your heart race, and it'll start to make you think like you missed it, and then you're going to start to think without logic and make some emotional decision that's going to fuck you over. You're not going to think like, oh wait, gold's still so bullish, wait, maybe this is just a pullback, wait, let me watch accordingly, etc., etc. Okay? So we have to understand that gold on various time frames is still extremely bullish. We need more confirms of exhaustion by buyers and sellers' price action to start taking these sells, and especially the fact that it's not even London session yet. All right. So I'm going to jump on to EU. That fucked up. What is this? Where's EU? Oh, the fuck. Before we jump into EU analysis, I just want to make sure these headlines to the left side of your screen, we don't have anything that's gonna, you know, cause us some trouble. Guys, don't forget, it's not even London Open yet, man. You guys are fucking. How come all you guys are talking about trades, but nobody sent analysis? How come all you guys talking about trades are taken or trades are about to jump in, but nobody said, hey, this is my plan? Take it easy, guys. Take a breath. Don't let your heart race. If you feel like when you're trading, like you're in a casino and your heart's racing, that's not good. All right. If your heart is racing, and don't forget that the GJ 30 minute doesn't have a lower wick still, but it still looks good with the overall bullish structure. If you guys trade based on emotional decisions, it will fuck you over. And you guys have to understand that we are doing analysis for what? For London session. It's not even London session yet. Yeah, you guys can send a chart. You got to send that fucking. You can't send links. You got to send a code, whatever. You know what I mean? You got to send that trading view code, X, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. All right, so one thing we want to identify here. Higher time frames on EU, extremely bullish. If I just quickly zoom out here, it's not hard to see how bullish EU is, correct? Buyers continuously printing new highs, having pullback in corrective phases. What I want to talk about is after EU buyers created those new highs. Fucking enough Indonesia central bank shit. Holy shit, man. After EU buyers created those new intraday highs, we started to enter a pullback and corrective stage. We broke this. Holy, what the hell is that? We broke this minor bullish structure and we started to enter this corrective stage. Now we're starting to see this potential dip getting bought up as the US dollar's weak and markets are still optimistic, and we're breaking out of this corrective stage when we zoom in with potential to go start revisiting these highs again, right? Because when we come out here, we can still see dollar higher time frames bearish. We can still see German equity markets, Euro stock markets bullish. This was just EU doing a pullback on the higher time frames here, and this is the corrective structure it was running while sellers were in control for that period in time, right? You could see that sellers were continuously printing new lows until where, just like I was showing you guys the price action and structure shift on the 1 minute, look at it on the 1 hour here. It's no different. You finally had buyers create this low and an aggressive buyer bounce that broke structure to retest previous lows. Sellers jump back in the market, but those sellers that jump back in the market fail to revisit these previous lows so far, and now we have buyers back in control. Okay? So higher time frames are bullish, and this is higher time frames are bullish, and this is a very strong rejection by sellers at this point, as well as when you're looking at when you had this aggressive sell-off and you're just observing price action, it instantly got corrected with the following candle, and then you had price create a minor zone and extend back up. Now the only thing is, with the current price point we're sitting at, there's a lot of noise in the way here because we're coming to retest those previous lows again, right? There's a lot of noise in the way here where it would be ideal to get another pullback and then continuation back up to at least revisit this previous intraday high and then continue to make our way up. And this is what you can also see is historical key levels being respected. And now when we come to the lower time frame, we can see this bullish market structure developing, right? From this peak low point here. And obviously we're having some rejection at those previous lows. And let's see what we can see on the lower time frame here. 1 minute looks a bit messier. 1 minute looks like 1 minute looks like we've been in about this 40 pip range for an extended period of about 10-15 hours so far. You feel me? What I would be waiting for on EU, okay, if we fail to break here and we break below these candle body lows, there is that scalp down to revisit that bullish market structure and key level 1.21. Otherwise, when we see these candle body lows and these candle body highs, if we just consolidate overnight and we fail to break the lows, I'm looking for a breakout retest entry above the 1 minute highs to start riding those continued buys up. All right. Let's see these headlines to the left. Just more a shit ton of Indonesia central bank stuff going on. Doesn't really impact us too much, but they're flooding the news headlines right now. French January service sector confidence data was a little bit shitty, but whatever. So let's zoom in here now, because you can see the reaction between these candle body highs and lows. This is a lower time frame range right now that I don't really want to play in. If we fail to break these highs at London Open and break below the lows, we can take advantage as scalpers for that pullback down about roughly 20 pips to retest 1.21. Otherwise, if we just see EU playing between these candle body highs and lows in the lower time frame overnight, I'm not taking any trades or fighting the range. I would wait for that consolidation just to continue and validate it as continued buyer side liquidity and order flow with a break above our medium term zone around 1.313, 1.2138, and a break above these 1 minute highs. Oh, did you guys send some charts? Yeah, let me check those out for you guys. All right. So with the current little consolidation range we're in on the lower time frame, don't really want to play any guessing games. Yo, who's this guy who always comes in and says he looks like me? So creepy. You know how creepy that is to come to my stream and always say you look like me? I don't mind, but like fuck. Nothing I can do about it. Okay, so before I jump on to US30, let's see what gold's doing. Gold's just fucking around here at this little medium-term zone from before. I want to see how this 30-minute and hourly candle close and what London Open brings. Don't enter anything before London Open and don't enter anything right at London Open. Let volume come in and do its thing. Sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can see, like what I say in the Zoom chat yesterday, it's a coin toss, okay? You can predict some potential analysis and trade ideas, but with the spikes in volume, it's hard to predict if you're going to get a continued move with the trend or if you're going to get a liquidity grab first, or if you're just going to see price whipsaw up and down 30 pips up and down first. I always let the session open, let it cook for 5-10 minutes, and then see what's setting up after that. Who got the source? What's the source? And that's another thing I wanted to talk about that somebody just brought up, is a very good point. As you guys can see on this on your screen, of course, the Zoom session, you guys can see it in your economic data reports, is that if you're looking for Euro USD trades, we might see EU, consolidate until ECB in the morning, 7:30 a.m. Right? So that's another thing just to be cautious about, is these economic events. We don't have too much going on over London session, which is shitty. When we don't have too many economic data reports or high volatile headlines over London session, those are the primary sessions where we start to enter some ranges, and then we get the moves during NY. But even if we have some ranges during London session, keep in mind that these same trade ideas and analysis is still very much active through potentially New York, right? Key fundamental points there as well. Stream reminders there on the screen. I'm going to quickly wake you guys up with a seizure, the YouTube chat, so you guys stay smart. You don't do any dumb shit. GJ coming back above 0.800. London open in 10 minutes. All right, so let's check out some of your charts. Let's check out some of your guys' charts that you guys sent before we go into US30 analysis. Okay. Okay, so we got here Mr. Stunner with GBPJPY. So impulsive buys, if the candle closes above where 141.8, right? You're looking for the buys up to retest the highs. Makes sense if we have the candle closures above there. Only considering sells, yeah, man. You just yes, makes sense, Mr. Stunner. Yes, Mr. Stunner, makes sense. Makes sense. I like that idea. Let's see what's next. Who else got something? I just sat here 30 minutes explaining that. No, but I agree with you. Mr. Jack Shepard. Let's wait for London Open now, everybody. Euro JPY. This is the hourly chart. You have some levels mapped out at 126, 600 around previous 4-hour resistance. Nice. A support level where you can see previous lows failed to break. We could see some strong rejections here. And easily, if we had buyers break above those wick rejection points, that's a beautiful range for you to play safely. And the safest sells if we broke below and had that Japanese yen strength, as well as Euro equities fade off strength overnight, and we broke below that support on the hourly, that is a easy 35 pip range. I like how you don't want to mess with this current zone. Very smart, very clean chart, very nice, clean trade ideas. I agree with these as well. I'm primarily still in that bullish bias, but the only thing here is for you, Mr. Jack Shepard, is be cautious with Euro, just because we have the ECB interest rate decision at 7:30 a.m., right? So you don't want to get caught in a range, but it doesn't look like you're going to get caught in a range because you're waiting for these decision points. I don't know why this thing always gets so fat like that. Yeah, that's bright. That's a bright chart, but hey, whatever helps you identify the best. So the only thing I'm iffy about with euro pairs is the fact that we have ECB in the morning, right? That's the only thing. Where otherwise Those trade ideas look mint. They look nice. London Open in 7 minutes. The one thing about EU right now that we can see just for a potential scalp is that we are getting a continued rejection at the same 1 minute high price point, but we would still need a break before below these 1 minute lows in order block to have potential to start taking those corrective scalps down. All right. Other than that, don't be surprised if EU ranges. London opens in 6 minutes. We don't have any economic data to focus on overnight. We're just going to be watching the headlines to the left. COVID, UK education minister says he hopes teachers will be up the list for vaccines. Fuck, man. Fuck the vaccines. Anybody else in the chart? I think I missed somebody's. My bad. My bad. Let me zoom back out here. I checked your GJ plan. I checked that Euro JPY plan. Oh, what's this? How the fuck is this? I don't know what to do with this code. Now I'm stuck. What do I gotta do? Dash X dash this? Yeah. Fucking computer programmer I am. Yeah, I am. Oh wow, look at this guy. You know what? Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. 300 pips I got you. You know what? Thank you for making me look good on the stream. You're welcome, brother. Okay, so you're looking. It looks like you're looking for more of an intraday trade and a deeper retest of those previous broken highs around 1855, and that retest of the higher time frame key level, and then buys back up to revisit these highs. Eh, that's what you're looking for. And something I identified was just these wick grabs. I created some bullish market structure from this point, where as long as we maintain, even though we could have gold do a way, even though we could have, I did comp sci at University of Guelph way harder than trading. Devang, why are you acting like you're some millionaire in this YouTube chat right now? You got a $400 account. I don't think comp sci is harder than fucking trading. You could go get a job in comp sci right now and probably make 60K a year, but you're not making 60K a year trading. 100% not. Be realistic, my friend. All right. I agree with you. Only thing is, we're extremely bullish right now. And if we still respect those medium term zones we're looking at here, then that's the only thing I'm iffy about. What I would like for us to take scalp sells is some. Holy. What I would like for us to take scalp sells is if at London Open we see the hourly candle push up, retest this broken bullish structure, start to create some minor bear structure, then come back below 1869. Then we'll make our way down and take those scalp sells. All right. But let's wait now because London Open is in 3 minutes. The only thing is, gold's wild. Gold could open up at London Open, spike down 50 pips, and then go bullish, like we saw it in New York. I was just joking around, Devang. You shouldn't take. Remember, we are all traders here. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a teacher. We are all traders here. So most of us should have some thick skin and be able to joke around with each other. I get roasted all the time. See how many trolls come in here, call me a packy, and say I smell for no reason. Then they leave a dislike and leave every fucking session. Every session, man. All right, let's just wait for the open now. 3 minutes. EU looks like it might give us our sells, but we just have to wait for the open to see if we can get that upper wick created, then come back down. Mr. Mark, we're gonna look at GU after we look at US30. What the fuck? GJ has such an aggressive pullback. GU didn't do shit, eh? Oh, that GJ pullback was also because Bank of Japan stuff being priced in. JPY specifically, you know? That's why I was wondering. Mark. Oh, huh. The mark. You know what I mean? The fact that this 4 hour candle already created an upper wick at these previous highs, we could get a nice pullback from this point. But the only thing is, we have to be very cautious where we already had this retest and pullback, and then buyers jump back in from 1.365. So I'm very iffy about what London session is going to do right now. Paki, I thought you were Indian. I am Indian, but fucking racist people don't care or know the difference. They just say their shit. They're not gonna fucking say, "Oh, where are you from? What country are you from?" It's all the same to them, right? Oh man. Okay, Mark. Yes, the one thing that I can agree with you is that we are at previous intraday highs where we've seen very strong aggressive pullbacks from this point. But when we zoom into some of the intraday price action and market structure, we had this pullback already during New York session over London when we failed to retest those highs, and then a support formed and buyers jumped back in the market. The only thing I'm iffy about is if we start to consolidate in range here and then break out to the upside. So for me to tell you a safe sell point for a scalp sell, this is what I need to see. I would need to see if you want to start jumping into intraday sells and safer sells, I would need to see continued rejections at these highs, a break of this bullish structure, and a break below these candle body 1 minute lows around 1.3695. Then you could take sells down to 365 and continued corrective sells as we could validate buyers exiting positions. You get what I'm saying? I understand we're at a yearly high. I know what price we're at, but we can't deny this current price action here. Okay? So as long as with London open right now, if we fail to break these highs, Mark, and then we break below these 1 minute lows where we just had some recent rejection, then I would start saying, yes, buyers are going to jump. Then I would agree with you that buyers are going to exit positions and you could start taking sells down with the validation that this bullish structure is broken, the validation that buyers couldn't break these previous highs. And it would be even better if the dollar holds some strength overnight, right? Other than that, if we maintain this structure or we just have GU consolidate, as long as we don't break the lows, it's similar to EU, where this is going to be validated as buyer side liquidity to break out into a new high. So let's just watch that accordingly. Something we want to keep an eye on with GJ right here is that we had a nice bullish candle close. This London open candle's already created a lower wick and grabbed some liquidity, and it looks like we could start to get our potential scalps like you guys are looking at, right? The validation that we're going to get the squeeze up to 142 is if we break above these 1 minute candle body highs. We're starting to get a little OB here, order block formed here. You can't hear an Indian accent. I'm fucking born in Canada. This Indian background. Man said, yeah, we can hear your Indian accent. Fucking the fuck? Oh man. But let me explain this quickly about the 1 minute order block. So now, yes, we're bullish. Yes, we're holding above 0.800. But this right now is a reaction at the psychological price level. If we break above this order block high, we're going to have that squeeze up to 142 and you have more validation to extend your buys. If we fail to break these 1 minute highs and then break these 1 minute minor lows here, we're going to have a deeper pullback down to 141.5 and watch the reactions accordingly. Remember I told you guys don't start jumping in fucking gold sells for no reason? Hourly already created that lower wick. See how hourly created that lower wick already and like it's continuing bullish so far? We'll still get our safe buys above 76. I don't use wick off or Wyckoff concepts, but I do use the flow of smart money fundamentally by looking at how money is moving based on market optimism or market fear through safe haven currencies and through equity markets, as well as our currencies we trade. Other than that, I just like to use price action and market structure. I don't use any other indicators or formulas or systems. All right. So keep an eye on gold here. It's still in a bit of an indecisive state. We're not looking to jump in sells willy-nilly yet. Let's see what it does when it reacts at the retest of the bullish structure and minor bearish structure. If it comes back above here, man, it's going back up. All right. If it rejects here and it comes back down, we can start to take those sells. But that's why I was telling everybody, be careful with gold. You don't want to get caught in these up and down, like 30 pip whipsaws up and down. It can be very stressful. Martingale strategy is more for algorithms, unless you want to manually do a martingale, which is very depressing. A manual martingale is very depressing. It's just a manual martingale is you adding positions in drawdown. Like let's just say you're in gold sells as it's been going up. You don't have a stop loss and you keep adding more sells, waiting for those positions to go in profit and to close those. You know what I mean? All right. Oh, what the fuck is this? A suicide attack in Baghdad. Let's get these Middle East bombs popping. No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. That's terrible news. GJ's looking a bit better. If you were to take a buy in the squeeze at 0.800, I would have a tight stop loss below these candle body lows, about 5 to 7 pips. But you can't extend your buys until we break above these candle body highs, okay? If we don't break above these candle body highs in this little order block that's being formed here, then we're going to continue to range right here. Let me change the color. We'll make our OBs gray. This is a little order block on the 1 minute. Once you break above the highs, you can validate that as buyer side liquidity for a squeeze to the upside. Otherwise, it's going to fuck around. And if it breaks to the lows, it will squeeze down. All right. What's EU up to? EU messing around. It broke down first, but nothing significant yet. Just because that was the London Open candle. We would... Wait, what's... Oh, never mind. We had a nice bearish candle close below. We would like to see this candle start to show signs of rejection and then continue back below the level. Otherwise, EU is just in a bit of a range. Amin said, shit joke. Man, I know man's from Iraq. Sorry, bro. I'm from background's Indian, bro. So you don't have to worry about like racist jokes and shit like that. All right, let's take a look at how the equity markets are moving overnight. We're seeing so far they're still pretty bullish. Dollar spiked up initially. Dollar London Open candle doesn't have much of an upper wick, but it is fading out some short-term strength for now. Gold, see what I was talking about on gold? How it's rejecting that broken bullish structure and creating some minor bearish structure now. So now let's see if this hourly candle flips bearish, and then we can start to look for sell scalps from 1868. We have to be cautious at these 1 minute lows, and then obviously we can look to take it down. But let's wait for those confirms to develop. Safest buys would still be after that pullback. We come back above 1872 and of course 1876. US30 went to fucking, oh man, those US30 buys ran great from 31K, eh? GU, see what I was talking about, Mark? don't just start jumping in cells just yet because we didn't break that structure and we're just playing similar idea here. We're gonna do the same thing we just did on GJ because we can clearly see the reactions at these 1 minute highs and at these 1 minute lows. So we're gonna see this order block that price is in. Holy man, I've been talking for fucking 2 hours straight almost. Yeah, before I go to the washroom and empty my bladder, I'll check out your chart. I am in no trade yet. GJ doesn't look good yet to me. EU doesn't look good yet to me. Gold doesn't look good yet to me. GU doesn't look good yet to me either. Nothing looks good yet to me. I'm in no trade, so I don't have a stop loss to enter yet. I'm personally not even trading until February now. I made fucking 20K in January already. How much do you make average a month or year? From trading or from trading, it can range anywhere from 5K to the most I made is 20K in a month, 25K CAD in a month. But that's not outside of trading and outside of capital hungry. Like I have another business as well with my cousins, so I have a couple of different income streams that I'm working on. It can get very stressful. I got two gray hairs on the side of my head. I saw, I was making fun of Monty so much for being old and balding. Then I woke up one morning and I looked in the mirror. And fucking had two gray hairs on the side of my head, and I was like, fuck my life. So now, gold didn't break below that level. It's actually using it as a support. If we come above 1872, we're taking buys. Yeah, you know how I make fun of Monty so much for balding and stuff and aging, joking around yet? This is my full-time job. My full-time, my previous career, like I've always had multiple income streams. Like before I had capital hungry or before I was trading, I already had the business with my cousins outside of trading and everything, but I had a career as well. I worked in a Canadian bank, like financial tech for a Canadian bank, like in Toronto in the financial district for RBC. I only quit that last year, March 2020. I turned 27. Yeah. I've only been trading about 4 years total now, 3.5 years. And while I've been trading and learning, I always had a full time. I've never not had a job. I've had a job since I was 14, from like sweeping floors to like lumber yards to chemical plants to retail stores, restaurants. I make anywhere from 5 to 10K trading. I make a similar money from capital hungry or more. I make more than that from my business with my cousins as well, furniture business. The only thing with capital hungry, the major expense that I have with capital hungry is all the hosting services and the news terminal. This news terminal costs 20K a year. To have the data terminal to share it, it costs me about 2K a month and shit. Yeah, and you guys, you guys can you guys not forget that with all of that, 40% goes to the government. You know what I mean? No, I'm not into any material things. Some recent way, if you guys want to know some recent ways I spent my money, like I renovated my parents' basement and shit like that. I'm not too materialistic. I do have some nice clothes for like events and shit, but like I'm not the type of guy just to be wearing fucking Gucci sitting at home or like going to the Walmart. Like I like sweats and hoodies and shit. No, in Canada, as soon as you register in Canada, man, it's hard to evade those taxes. Do I have a nice car? What's a nice car considered to you? No, man, I drive an Audi S. I drive an old ass Audi S4. It's not bad, but it's not like a fucking Now you guys are getting personal, man. How do you know that? How do you know my mom didn't work? No, I stay with my sadly, my mom suffers with lupus and she hasn't been able to work as consistently over the last period of years. There's been a lot of on and off times, and there's no full-time father figure there, and it's just my sister who's like 16, 17, you know? So that's one of the reasons I've been going so hard. I need to get a mod. Yeah, you know what I mean? So when people say, "Oh, gee, man, why don't you sleep? Oh, gee, man, why are you up all the time?" I was like, "There's no, I don't want to fucking, I don't want to sleep. Like, fuck, I don't got time to sleep." You know what I mean? But I'm not big into spending. I don't know if you guys know this. What I just told you guys about that potential money I make, a lot of it, a good 30% of it goes to taxes. And I don't know if you guys know how inflation works. Fucking houses here, man, are $800,000 for a bungalow. Like I stay with my mother and sister in like a regular ass bungalow, and it's and this shit fucking was I helped pay the mortgage for it years ago. How my parents they got it years ago, right? Whatever, like my mom got it 20 years ago, and it used to be 150K. Now my down payment alone to get a house is now my down payment alone to get a house is that much, like $200,000 to get like a 20% down payment on a fucking 800K house. The same thing, LA, about 850, 850 to a milli. His range. It's so expensive, man. Inflation is no joke. We're constantly getting fucked in the ass, no matter what you do. It's like you work your ass off to make more money, then everything just ends up costing more. Fuck. Except for Texas. I heard Texas. Anybody here from Texas? You're from Texas? Unfocused? You got everything bigger and better there, eh? You guys be getting $200,000 ranches, full mansion ranches. I honestly I don't even live in a big city. Just all of the GTA is around that price. Toronto's even more expensive. I heard, man, I would go to Texas. I just heard they're racist, but I don't know if that's a rumor or not. Maybe they could be the nicest people there, you know? I'm not trying to knock on someone's door. They say, "Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this terrorist?" And catch a 12 gauge shotgun to my chest just cause I was looking for directions. Catch a hole in my fucking chest. Canada is the ultimate wilderness, though. No, you know what the you know. Okay, can I explain to you guys the reality of why Canada house prices and cost of goods is so high? Can I explain to you guys exactly why? It's because our prime minister over the last over the last period of years has been slowly selling us off to China, one of the largest countries in the world as per landmass, with the lowest population and the most resources, is Canada. And what is the most powerful country with the highest population and smallest land and one of the smaller land masses? China. Where the fuck do you think China's gonna go to next? You know when I go to a bank machine in Canada, you know what the three languages are that you can choose? English, French because of Quebec, and fucking Cantonese. Cantonese and Mandarin. They don't have no Indian language there. They don't got no Arabic or something. It's English, French, and Mandarin. So for example, this was a very prominent issue on in Vancouver, where you had streets full of houses in Canada that were completely empty and owned by Chinese billionaires. So you had full streets, partial parts of cities that were owned, that all the houses were owned there, but it was fucking exactly, man. It was completely owned by Chinese billionaires from China, just using it as a place to put their cash flow. And what that does is these Chinese billionaires, they got no problem paying the millions of dollars for houses. They got no problem paying so much money for these paying so much money, because it's a way for them to funnel their cash flow. They want to move $10 million at once. You get what I'm saying? But what that does is that constantly keeps the demand of house prices high and the price of it high. But for anybody else who is a regular Canadian citizen, they can't afford those prices on Canadian employment salaries. You can't afford house prices on minimum wage. You would have to have 4 people working on minimum wage, putting all their money together to get a mortgage. Right? So when China gets overpopulated and completely, utterly destroys their land, which is just a matter of time, it's not anything racist to say that. It's economics. It's common fucking sense, right? As soon as they do that, where are they going to take all their power, money, and resources? Where are they going to go? They're going to have to move out. They're going to have to start exporting their people out somewhere. It's gonna come to Canada, because Canada, man, we have fucking. Do you guys look at the map and look at the size of Canada? Our population's 30 million. Yes, our land mass is roughly similar size to the U.S., but we have 10 times less population. You get what I'm saying? And there is so much uninhibited land in the Canada. There's so much land that hasn't even been developed yet. Where China's gonna come in, they're gonna mow that shit fucking down. They're gonna mow that shit down. They're gonna start developing warehouses, developing factories, developing fucking everything. You get what I'm saying? Because they have no choice. Where else are they gonna go? They're gonna go down south to Australia. They're gonna go to Canada. They're gonna go exactly, man. And you can't say this, and you can't really say this as like, oh fuck man, fuck the Chinese, because if you were from China and you were in their position, what else would you do? What are you gonna do? Kill half your population to save your land? No, right? What are you gonna do? You're a country where you've had so much economic growth and so much industrial growth over consecutive decades and decades, where yes, that economic growth has led to massive amounts of resources and power, but that economic growth has also destroyed the land itself from an environmental standpoint. You got people in China buying bags of Canadian air. You get what I'm saying? So if from their standpoint, when they're looking at options, they're saying, "Holy fuck! Look at Canada over here. Canada's got a shit ton of oil. Canada's got a shit ton of gold. Canada has a shit ton of nickel, copper, all of these minerals and resources. They have the biggest land mass. They have all this uninhibited land. Holy fuck! Let's fucking raid this place." But it's not like a physical takeover. It's an economic takeover. It's our government, the Canadian government, selling Canadian land. 80% of Canadian gold is now owned by China, and most Canadian land, uninhibited land, is now becoming owned by China. Most US debt and Canadian debt is obviously owned by the central banks and China. That's control. That's economic control. That's a takeover. It's just behind the scenes. It's not soldiers coming in saying, "Hey, this is our land now." It's just a legal, economic, political takeover. You feel me? You guys feel me? So that is one of the reasons, is because of these massive foreign investors in the Canadian housing market and Canadian land. That is why the price of Canadian houses and the cost of goods is so high, but the Canadian employment status is so weak. You have so many unemployed people. You have so many people losing money. You have so many people earning fuck all. It's because of that imbalance. It's because of the greed. It's because of our government selling us off to the highest bidder. So a few 1% in the Canadian government, they'll be fine. If Canada gets owned out by China, guess who gets fucked? The middle class and the regular people. Those 1%ers who made those deals, for Canada for millions and billions of dollars, they're fine. They don't give a fuck about us. Governments never gave a fuck about us. Honest Rob, I don't want to read that out. You know what I mean? It's not good for Canada. You know why? Because the Canadian people don't realize how much potential we have with our very own soil and resources. For example, look at how much like you guys know in forex with the Canadian dollar, there's that positive correlation with crude oil. And you guys understand why, right? You guys understand that when crude oil is very bullish, you guys understand that when crude oil is very bullish, the Canadian dollar is also bullish due to the massive exporting and revenue Canada brings in from oil. But most of that oil profit is actually going to the US because of all these deals and how we've sold off all those resources to the US. Canada could be a singular oil powerhouse like Saudi. We don't have the economic mindset and powerful political leaders to do that. Canada's a pussy ass country. That's why they're known as like the nice guy. Oh man, Canada's a social country. They're so nice to everybody. Canada is an economic pussy. All right, but we do have the landmass, the resources, the people to be an economic powerhouse. Just with the amount of gold, with the amount of oil, with the amount of everything we have within the Canadian Shield, within Alberta oil sands. Holy fuck! Go look at Canada on a map and search up the amount of resources in Canada. All right, we are talking forex. So you get what I'm saying? So our government's selling us off to China without a lot of the. And you know what the sad thing is? These conversations we're having with each other now, it's great. The pussy isn't a powerhouse. The pussy is only a powerhouse in a from a illusion standpoint. We only think the government has power. The government doesn't have any power. It just says it does, and nobody asks questions about it. You know what I mean? GJ slowly still chugging its way up. Markets are pretty slow, eh? Maybe because of all the ECB and interest rate stuff during GU still ranging. Oh shit, Euro USD, I wasn't paying attention. That hourly candle flipped bearish like we were talking about. See how we didn't get the safe buys? That hourly candle ended up flipping bearish as well. For starting to take those scalp sells down. But again, we're looking to go to 1.21, and this isn't anything too significant just yet. Keep in mind the new 30-minute candles may cause a pullback as more volume comes in, all right? In 3 minutes, we have the new 30-minute candles with the markets opening up. Right? Dollar's holding some short-term strength, so we also might get our gold sells below 68, but we need the see how we're getting the significant rejections here. Same thing now. Gold starting to enter a bit of an order block here. We're going to identify. We can start to take sells below 68.5, but still. Watch this. We don't have any safe buy confirms just yet. Yeah, the government has no power. The people have the power. The people just lost their sense of the power through constant programming in history and constantly being told what our value is, what our worth is, what to do, how to do it. At the end of the day, we're taking directions from another human who doesn't know shit about life more than us. right? Nobody knows what we're really truly supposed to be doing here on this earth. Not one person in history, no matter who the genius is, no matter how much of a revolutionary hero they were, not one person said, hey, I know what we're supposed to be doing here. You know what I mean? Nobody knows. We're just constantly taking directions and nodding our head and not asking why. And because the masses all follow that systematic programming, there is that illusion of control and power that the governments hold. 10 pips on GJ if you entered at 0.800, slowly making our way up. Again, just watch the new 30-minute candle. Hopefully we can take that. Hopefully we can get 20 pips up. I look at risk versus reward. If you guys got 10 pips from 0.800, I would secure some partials and leave the rest risk free for the new 30-minute candle. Gold still messing around. EU still looks like it's slowly going to make its way down as long as the dollar holds strength. But again, with the new 30, GU is still holding this bullish structure. So that's why we didn't want to jump in buys just yet. If we break above these 1 minute highs, we will get a buyer squeeze to the upside. When we're looking at some of the headlines to the left, COVID, emergency services have been working to protect a factory in Wrexham, making the Oxford AstraZeneca, how the fuck do you say this COVID thing? AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Fuck my life. Oh. From flooding. Apparently a vaccine factory is flooding, but nothing yet. All right, guys, I've been talking for 2 hours straight now. I gotta take a fucking piss. All right, give me a break here. I'm gonna let you guys watch some of my stream sponsors. All right, let's see any questions or concerns. What's going on here? Gold just ranging. Nothing significant for us to execute on yet. What's the headlines here? Jointown Pharmaceutical Group distribution of vaccine in China. Death toll in Baghdad suicide bombing rises to 7. Sad. Nothing else now. GJ still, this 30-minute doesn't have a lower wick, but we still have time until the 30-minute closes, right? So we could still get our 20 pip squeeze up to 142 ideally. But if you guys took those 0.800 entries, at least you got 10-15 pips. You feel me? Oh, does it? I was just reading the chat. Everybody started. Oh, mine does too. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. GJ's good. GJ's good. Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. Oh, it did right here quickly. All right, W's in the chat. Round of applause. We got our 10, 15 pips, 20 pips. Let's tap 142 for the boys. Give us the tap. Come on. give us the tap. All right, what else we got going on? Come on, give us the tap. Hit the TP. Hit it. Hit it. Imagine just melts right now. 100 pips. Whatever though. Still a good scalp. Session's fairly slow because we got session's fairly slow because we have all of the economic data through New York. Like the ECB is in a couple of hours. We have a lot of US data through New York. So it wasn't like the most high volatility session, but at least it's something, right? If you waited for the 0.800 entries, you could get your 18, soon 20 pips. And of course, you had the validation to extend your buys as we broke the 1 minute candle body highs. EU is slowly still creeping, making its way down. Nothing too crazy though. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, it didn't even tap. Oh, there we go. There we go. Round of applause. There it goes. GU also started to break above the highs. So, Mr. Mark, do you understand why I told you don't rush into any sells yet for GU? Clap, type clap. So that's good. Hopefully nobody jumped into any sells on GU for no reason. You never felt calmer taking trades with that kind of analysis. That's one of the nicest comments I've ever read, Pat. Thank you. Now let's watch accordingly. Best to exit out, leave your runners risk free. EU's just slow. EU's like making its way down, but it's only up like 8 pips right now. The good thing about scalping EU is it's a very liquid pair, meaning most brokers have very good spread with EURUSD. You should. If you have shit spread with EURUSD on your broker, switch your broker because EURUSD is the most liquid pair, if I'm not mistaken. Like it sees the most volume and activity. All right. So secure positions, leave runners risk free. Let's just let it do its thing. Look at the reactions, boys. Come on, can't get cleaner than that for a scalp trade with London session. Closed right at 142. All right. Okay, so what else do we have going on here? How are the equity markets looking? Equity markets had a nice bounce. German equities are bullish. US30, Dow Jones still very bullish. UK equities, we zoom in here, are just reacting around these previous price sensitivity areas, but still bullish. What the hell is that? Well, let me delete some. Let me clean this up. Dollar's messing around. Hopefully it continues bearish. But if dollar continues bearish, get out of EU sells. All right? Because if we start to create a flat candle body support here, And if dollar ends up filling this wick and going to revisit these lows, there is going to be higher probability that EU is going to come back above this zone and potentially jump back into buy structure. All right. No, GU buy scalp was above the candle body 1 minute highs just for quick 10 pips, or at the retest of the structure, similar to GJ. The entries were here for GU. The only thing was we were saying that your entries were here, or the safer entries above the 1 minute highs. But if you took the higher risk entries at the retest of bullish structure, you didn't have any confirmations to extend your buys up until we broke above that previous intraday high and 1 minute price sensitivity area. You feel me? Okay. That was just the analysis behind it, where this was the higher risk entry, which is more rewarding. This is the safer entry where you have your confirms of buyer's momentum breaking above the 1 minute highs and respecting the bullish structure. But it looks good. I should make this. This doesn't have to be so fast from a 4-hour chart. Okay, gold. If the US dollar continues bearish, we didn't get our confirms for safe sells on gold, and the higher time frames are obviously still bullish, and we're still in a bullish gold bias. We're starting to create this liquidity zone in order block here, where if we can break above the 1 minute highs and come above 1872, even that scalp to revisit 76.5 is a favorable 40 pips. All right. So if we can break above this order block we've been observing now in the lower time frame, where gold has just been playing in between, and come above 1872 for the higher risk buys after this lower time frame support was formed, we can take those back up to 76.5. The only other thing is the safer buys still remain above 76.5. If we break above 76.5, you're going to get an easy gold squeeze, okay? I'll read the chat. I'll read the questions in a second. Sorry, I just want to see what's going on across these pairs. US30, I'm looking for a retest of 31,150. It is at all-time highs, but it's all good. See, do I not give you guys the best advice? Did I not tell you EU was literally right about? Did I not tell you right here EU is going to come back to above the zone when we're looking at the dollar? You feel me? Listen to the instincts. I'm trying to help you guys. Because now if the dollar fades out that strength and EU breaks these 1 minute highs, we'll get cleaner buys instead of these scalps which only played out for 10 pips. You know what I mean? These only played out for like, yeah, 10 pips. So I told you when I quickly looked at the dollar index of how the dollar's coming down to revisit these lows, it would make more sense that EU, after making this minor support, is going to come back above our buy area. So you had plenty of chances to secure at least 10 pips and watch price action accordingly. You could see sellers starting to slow down with this price action, and at the same time, we noticed that dollar weakness, right? So now, if we come back above these 1 minute highs, you can start looking for those safer buys. Just be cautious. In 13 minutes, we have the new hourly candle. Okay. This would be the safer buys here. GU's fucking ripping it. Gold coming to 72 as well. Watch this new 15 minute. It would be nice if we could see how we're breaking above these candle body highs. Don't just start jumping in willy-nilly yet, especially if you've already taken a GJ or GU trade and profited. We could get we could push up a bit, then get a retest above the order block like we've seen many times before, then continuation back up. But obviously, if you're already in, then just watch it, and the safest buys are still above 76.5. This is exactly why I didn't want anybody jumping in sells when we were actively observing price action, and we know that counter trend trading, we have to be very cautious, and we need a lot of confirms to counter trend trade. One of our confirms that sellers weren't holding was that bearish market structure wasn't developing, and we had the support and order block being formed, right? Keep an eye on that. What's GJ doing? GJ, let's see how we react at 142. It would be nice to have continued squeezes back up to the intraday highs. PZ, I've been trading. You have to understand, trading is about balance. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make in trading was constantly trying to take every single setup, constantly trying to trade every single session, and you end up burning yourself out. All right. For January, at the start of January, man already made 15,000 USD, and I'm in Canada. That's like 18,000 CAD. You can see every single trade here, wins and losses. Biggest loss was $900. Biggest win was 4.5K on a trade. It was like a 100 lots on gold almost. A fucking 100 lots. It was 100 pips on gold almost on a 5 lot. You know what I mean? So because of that, I've been pacing myself and being a lot more patient and understanding that the market is always here. It's about waiting for high quality trading setups. And yes, these trade setups were great and clean, but I made my money and I don't want to be greedy and I want to pace myself as per my trading plan. That doesn't mean I can't help other people make money or provide information, right? If I didn't make this much and I was still, and you get what I'm saying? Someone let me know what's up with this. If I didn't make this much, yeah, probably I still be taking some of these trades. But the market is always here. One of the mistakes I made when I first started trading was I never traded demo. I would take all the money from my bank paycheck at RVC. I would take a good 70% of it, deposit it into an account, and then just start fucking trying to make $1 million overnight. And I would be up. And sometimes I'd be up great, but you end up mentally burning yourself out. You end up doing stupid shit. You end up trying to over trade, over leverage, and you end up burning all your profits plus more. That's the only pattern I saw. That's the only pattern I ever saw from trying to rush trading. As yeah, sometimes I would be on that high and I'd have a few good winning trades, but I would never be satisfied. I would never want to stop. I would still want to double it. I would still want to make even more. And then at the end, you end up with fucking nothing. You're back to zero. And when you're back to zero and lost all your money, that's when you finally wake up and go, what the fuck was I just doing? You get what I'm saying? You start to enter this very emotional, retarded mind state where you're running based on greed, you're running based on emotions, you're running based on short term satisfaction. All right? You're not thinking based on logic anymore. You're not thinking based on probabilities. You're not thinking based on what is realistic. You're just thinking, oh man, I want to double this account. You're just thinking of what would make you happy in the short term and you're chasing that. All right? So because of that, I stopped trading every single day. Now I only trade Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from London session till about New York, and I also started to slow down as well because your capital may not be here. Your capital may not be here. You might burn your account and then you might not be able to deposit until you save some more money. You might not be able to deposit until you pay all your bills. But guess what? The market is fucking going to be chugging away. It doesn't matter if it's a financial crash. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking real war. It doesn't matter if it's a pandemic. It doesn't matter if every single person lost their job and the economy shut down and we couldn't do shit for 8 months. Guess what was still moving? The motherfucking market. You know what I mean? I don't have any long-term positions. Another thing that made me forcibly take a break was for the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, I've been using the same broker as a Canadian client, which if you guys know the broker, it was Vantage FX. Just at the end of last year 2020 in November, due to Canadian regulations and specifically OSC, which is the province I'm in, Ontario Securities Commissions, Vantage FX could no longer support us Canadian clients. So I've been now experimenting with a couple of different brokers trying to find a similar service as per spread, like customer service, deposit, withdraw, and everything else. So right now I'm in a bit of an experimentation stage, just trying to find a new consistent broker to be with. You know what I mean? Just because Vantage left Canada. You got a USD account, but you're in CAD. You have a US dollar account, but you're in Canada. Can you explain that? What price is USD CAD at? Let's go look. USD CAD, even though it's bearish as fuck, is still sitting at 1.26. What does that mean if I make $1,000 US and I withdraw it to my Canadian account? How much money am I going to get in CAD? Come on, guys, we're in Forex. This is what this exchange rate means. Remember these prices we look at? That's what it means. US dollar to the Canadian dollar. Exactly. Thank you, Daniel. So just with usually from an economic standpoint, just someone say 88. That's the other way around, Iron Man. That's the other way around if there was a Canadian. Oh, you're talking about something else. So from an economic standpoint, most of the time through history, the US dollar has been stronger than the Canadian dollar. There's only been probably one time in history when we've had the US dollar and Canadian dollar like 1-to-1. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of us Canadians choose the US dollar currency, because you're going to be trading the same sort of amount anyways. And think about this. If you make $1,000 and withdraw it in US, it's a 1,200. You get back 1,200 Canadian. It's only a $200 difference, right? But if you make $100,000 US and you withdraw that, now all of a sudden that 1.2, that 20% makes a difference, right? Now all of a sudden your $100,000 US is actually $120,000 Canadian. It's an extra 20,000 on top. You get what I'm saying? And if you made $1 million US, that's 200,000 when you change it over. And this is shitty because fucking the only shitty part is because UCAD's so bearish. When UCAD was sitting at 1.4, man, it was so good to exchange US profits to Canadian. It was extra 40%. You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why behind that. It sucked. We've been playing this USD CAD bearish structure, but it was more appealing to me and better for me when I was withdrawing my profits when UCAD was sitting at like 1.4. Exactly. That 40% was a big difference. You know that exchange? That's a big difference. 40%. You make $1,000 US and you exchange it to your currency and you get an extra $400 on top. That's somebody's rent. Can you go over good money management? Okay, EU, no safe buys yet. Fucking around, playing in this range. We had those 10 pip sells. Other than that, market's been fairly slow. GJ starting to slow down a bit now with the new hourly candle. Gold, see what I was telling you guys? Don't rush gold, because this new hourly candle could come make a lower wick down here again, then continue back up. So don't rush anything with gold just because we had that initial breakout. You guys gotta listen to me. You guys gotta listen to me. 3 minutes until new hourly candles as well. Good money management is just about having a trading plan and risk management plan that fits your lifestyle. One of the biggest mistakes people make when they come into trading is they don't even know why they're trading. Most people got put into trading from a friend or through social media, but they don't have any true trading goals. They just say they want to make money, they want to be rich. I started out trading, and my first goals were to pay some bills, were to actually make some money in trading, withdraw that $300, $400, $500, and be able to say, I just paid my phone bill through trading the market. I just paid this bill through trading the market. After that, then my goal started getting bigger. Then my goal started becoming like, hey, can I make more than my current job salary? Which you gotta understand. I was working at a fucking Canadian bank, back end financial tech, global operations, right? Where everybody's like, holy fuck, yo, that's such a sick job, Jeeve. Holy shit. I was making like 70K a year. All right. That was roughly maybe 4K a month. So my next goal after paying bills while I was still working was like, okay, can I make enough out of trading, or can I make the same amount money trading every month as I am at this full-time career, which is roughly 4Gs. And then I slowly started working towards that. Then I was like, yo, can I double this now? Or what are my long-term goals? I'm trying to develop. I want to trade and make enough for a mortgage, or I want to get a car, or whatever it may be. You have to have long-term goals and a long-term vision, and you have to have short-term goals to build up to that. Most people don't even know why they're trading. They're just trading to trade. They just want to make some money. They don't know that they don't know that they have to make a set percentage amount, or that is their goal for this week. They don't know by the end of the month they want to make this much. You get what I'm saying? So first of all, you have to know your financial background, how much money you can risk, and you have to know what your goals are. What are your goals out of the market? If you want to make $1,000,000, you have to set your trading plan and risk management plan around a realistic plan to make that $1,000,000, aka your trading plan should be a minimum of 5 to 10 years to make that goal, unless you're starting out with $500,000. All right. If your goals are to pay your phone bill every month, to pay your rent, and still work your job, that's fucking perfectly fine. That's great. But you have to have your trading plan and your risk management plan formulated around that. And then you have to have the discipline to stick to that. So I can't give you a direct risk management plan or money management plan without knowing you, without knowing your financial background, without knowing your trading knowledge, your experience, without knowing your risk threshold. There's so many factors that go into play. All right. My goals are different than your goals. That's going to make, and my personality is different than yours. Our emotions are different. That's going to change our decision making process as we trade. That's why trading is so unique. You can look at other people as much as you want, but you will never be able to trade exactly like someone else, because there's certain aspects that are going to there's certain aspects that are going to cause differences in your decision making process. And even that 2 to 3 seconds difference is the difference between somebody else entering and you not entering and missing a trade. You get what I mean? It's never going to be the exact same. Bro, it's been 6 minutes. 6 minutes of what? Dow Jones, I'm waiting for a retest of 31150. It's been 6 minutes of what? Am I done what? This is my stream. The fuck? I'm not a guest here. Fucking talking. You're in my chat. You're in my YouTube chat right now. Are you done? Yeah, right? Jack, what do we got going on here, Jack? What is this? Let's see. Oh, you're talking about that trade you're looking for, eh? Yeah, good job, good job. On GU, you took it. You know what? You could have took it. You could have got a bit of a better entry. Now, just to review, you already had. I'm just talking just to review. All right, just a very nice trade. You just have to be cautious of a pullback with the new 4-hour candle at Asian session close, China market and India market close at 5 a.m. Eastern, right? But just to review, you already identified this zone previously, right? Through London session on the lower time frames, you can notice the failure to break this zone. This could have been a potential higher risk, higher reward entry for you. And then you could have also started to scale in at the break on the lower time frame above these previous highs. I do feel your entry was a bit late. I do feel like as we were observing price action, you could have got an earlier entry, especially as we were watching, especially on GU specifically, as we were watching this structure hold out very well. You know what I mean? And see this structure point at 1.369, this is already the same zone you marked out. Do you get what I'm saying? You already had the same area of interest marked out at 1.369 as I did as well, right here. And we could see on the lower time frames the amount of failures to break this point and buyers being respected. So all I'm saying is you could have took a higher risk entry here and a safer entry here. It seems like you got an entry up here. So now, because your entry is a bit late and the fact that we're coming towards Asian session close in a new hourly candle, don't be surprised if over pre-New York hours we get a deeper pullback to possibly retest these highs and then continue up. And also be very cautious about the area you are taking buys in now. We just did have GU buyers peak a new high. So to get a retest of these previous highs and a continuation up would be fairly high probability. But just be cautious while you're observing the lower time frame structure. So very nice trade as per your plan. Very nice layout and markup of the zones you're looking at, the previous highs and lows, and the trade ideas. But just for future reference, as you grow your confidence, I feel like you could have got a better entry. But other than that, very solid, very good share. Nice job, good job. Because you shared that beforehand too, that you were looking for that. So I like that. Iron Man, I'm waiting for. I just entered US30 buys. Nice. Nice. Oh shit, we almost went to 0.200, eh? Those previous highs. Beautiful, beautiful trade if you guys are holding your runners still. If you guys are still holding your 0.800 runners, oh, sells. Okay, okay. If you guys are still holding your 0.800 runners, that's almost 40 pips up, eh? Beautiful, 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 beautiful textbook trade. Textbook trade. The structure is still looking good too, as long as we maintain above 142. Even the safest buys above 142 gave a 15 pip squeeze. Don't forget, guys, if you are still going to be watching the markets after this stream and trading in New York, be very cautious about the ECB monetary statement and the interest rates. That can, of course, cause an impact to the markets overall, depending what Christine Lagarde and the ECB says. And we have some more US data, of course, through North American session, okay? So keep in mind that. Initial jobless claims, the Fed manufacturing index, the ECB press conference. It's all at the same time, right at New York Open. So be cautious of any whipsaws in price, or because remember how with it's not. I don't think it's going to be as messy as New York yesterday with Biden's inauguration that caused those heavy whipsaws to set up price for the big boys and the whales. But we can see something similar because we have the ECB interest rate, we have the US jobs data, and then we have the statement all around the same time, right? Keep in mind these recent fundamental points that are still very much active and we are playing out the market optimism. Biden's inauguration is all complete. It's a very strong central bank activity week. The focus is still on all these vaccine rollouts. Don't forget, as you are taking trades, if you made money, don't forget, okay, you know the same way we do analysis on the charts, and you know the same way I'm doing analysis on the charts and I'm doing analysis on fundamentals and I'm sharing it with you. You guys are doing analysis on charts, you guys are looking for trade ideas, and you're developing your skill sets, right? One major tip I want to give everybody that I think could revolutionize your trading is the same way you journal what happened during a trade, win or lose. Journal after every trade how you are mentally and emotionally feeling after a win or loss. And then learn to adjust yourself and neutralize yourself to think as clear cut as possible. Does that make sense? Because if you, for example, when you make money in the market, you get a direct fucking dopamine hit to the brain. Get what I'm saying? You start to feel happy. You just made some money. You're feeling really good that the trade you took played out. You won. You get the feeling of winning, which is a dopamine hit in itself. You get the rush of making money, similar to like a casino, like that dopamine hit. And then what this does is this alters your emotions and this alters your decision-making process. Okay? Now you might start acting out of greed. You might start acting out of impulse. You might want to chase that dopamine hit again without even realizing. You might start running on what we call a high, which is not good. And the inverse happens when you take a loss. When you take a loss and you quote unquote lose, because of how we've been raised, we've always been told since we were kids that losing is negative, losing is bad. So whenever we lose at something, whenever we are wrong at something, this directly creates feelings of self-doubt, loss of confidence, and hatred and anger. So subliminally and subconsciously, when you lose, and if you are not paying attention to your own, like if you're not self-aware enough, what are you going to start doing? Now you're going to start making decisions based on anger and, again, impulsiveness. But now you're not trading, you're not making decisions on an impulsive side to chase a dopamine hit. Now you're trading revenge trading, angry trading. Both are just as equally dangerous. Do you understand me? Please, please, please pay attention to this. As much as I talk about lower time frames, as much as I talk about price action, fundamentals, and I say how important it is, please, please, please replay this part and pay attention to it. If you want longevity in the markets and you want to survive the markets, protect your capital, and profit long term, you have to have as much emotional control as possible and constantly be aware of your emotional and mental state. This means in and out of trading. You know how many people I know I know guys that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars in the market over a period of months and then lost it all in a week, going through a divorce outside of trading, losing custody of their kids, losing half of all their owner, losing half of everything they own, mentally losing a partner. And then in that mindset, they end up fucking touching their trading account and trading and losing everything. I know guys who have made hundreds of thousands of dollars in the market and then ended up getting addicted to a drug. They got addicted to coke. I know a guy who got addicted to coke and ended up trading while fucked up. I know a guy who got addicted to Xanax and doing stupid shit. And they burned through months and months worth of hard work and progress in weeks and days just because they lost that control. Because remember, let's just say you have $100,000 account and you're fucking absolutely fucked out of your mind and you're emotional and you're like, fuck this shit, fuck the world, and you drop a 200 lot. If it drops 50 pips against, even if you drop 100 lot, if gold goes 100 pips against you, your whole account's gone. Get what I mean? Trading is extremely sensitive in that sense. Trading is extremely sensitive where you have the exposure and capacity to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, but you also have the equal capability and risk to lose. Understood? So one thing I wish I focused on when I first started trading was developing my mental fortitude and strength and being as self-aware as possible and controlling my emotions. Because I used to be that impulsive, greedy motherfucker that would never stop, never have enough, and then still end up burning through everything, burning accounts, losing thousands of dollars. I've been there, done that. I've been on both sides of the coin. Revenge trading, doing dumbass shit. Greed trade, trying to fucking make more and more. All right? And another great tip is, in these markets, too many retail traders waste their mental energy and focus on factors that they cannot control. There is way too much in the market that is out of our control, such as the movement of the price, such as if the market's going to range, how fast or slow price is moving, anytime a news headline comes out, thousands and thousands of factors that we cannot control. Too many people stress out about those factors and end up burning all of their mental energy and focus and then doing dumbass shit. Focus all of your time and energy on all of the factors in your trading that you can control. What is that? Well, you can control what you trade. You can control how you trade, as per waiting for your confirms, following a trading plan, a risk management plan. You can control when you trade, as per not trading every day, having a set session you trade, having exact set rules of I'm only trading the markets these 3 hours. You can control why you trade, of having goals of why you trade. Nobody focuses their attention on those factors of what you can control. Everybody stresses about the things you cannot control, about your stop loss getting hit, getting angry, about fucking some news headline came out, about this or that, right? I see you take more than 5 trades a day. I only take 1 to 3 trade setups a day. But I enter multiple positions at the exact same entry price. So I can secure some, I can leave some I can leave some running risk free. You get what I'm saying? I can secure some capital and leave and protect myself. So I only take 1 to 3 trade setups through Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, unless there's massive market volatility and clean setups. How do you enter multiple positions so fast? You just click, man. It's just a click of a button. Do you guys not have instant execution? Yeah, trading with ICE. So I only take, like, for example, when you look at these trades that I was just showing you guys from this profit made, if you guys go to the Capital Hungry analysis chat and you look at the exact price points in the times of the trades, you'll see that you. I find usually entering at multiple positions, my entries are up to 10 pips apart. That's some very bad spread, possibly. I usually don't have that. But anyways, if you guys go look at these trades, you'll see out of all of these trades, it looks like a lot of trades, but it's only essentially 3 setups. And you can look at that based on the times and entry prices of these multiple positions. Like this, all these chunks of sells were 1 trade setup. These chunks of buys were 1 trade setup. This BTC buy fuck up was 1 trade setup. You get what I mean? And you can see that one good thing that I've developed and have become good at, similar to Raja, is I am good at letting my losses hit a hard stop loss that was predetermined. And I'm starting to become a lot better at accepting the loss, the small predetermined loss, pre-planned loss, and moving forward and moving on from it. And I see those pre-planned losses or those stop losses as like a business expense. Just like a business has revenue and expenses, it's not always just making profit. Losses are a part of the game. They're 100% going to happen. It's how you control and move forward from that loss. So you can see here, I took like a $900 loss here on gold, 800, 500. I could have very well, as these trades were running, moved my stop loss 10 more pips. I could have moved my stop loss completely, and this $900 loss could have been a $3,000 loss, just if I lost that emotional control. But you can see that all of the losses hit a hard stop loss. The one thing that I struggle with on the other side is milking my winning trades to hit a hard TP. I always start to close impulsively based on the money amount in front of my eyes. Like this gold sell at the top from 1822, I could have let it run another 40 to 50 pips as gold tapped 1810 again and made another $3,000. But that $5,000 was so quick, and I impulsively closed it based on feeling an emotional high. So I struggle with not letting my trades run to a hard TP, but I'm getting good. I'm getting good at letting my trades run to a hard stop loss. A lot of people struggle with not letting their trades run to a hard stop loss or not accepting a pre-planned loss, and then they end up taking a loss that was double or triple the size that they were supposed to take. Now you're in what I call recovery mode. Now you're panicking to make back that loss and more, and guess what? Now as you're trying to do that, you're more stressed. You have more anxiety. You're not as confident about the trades you're taking. You're more in and out, just trying to make your losses back. And then you end up fucking yourself up more. You get what I'm saying? As soon as you start doing dumb shit, you enter a very stupid emotional and mental mind state where you start to run on autopilot and you don't realize until you lose all your money. And I've been there and done that over the last 4 years. Just to the same time I'm making $15,000 now, I've paid my dues of putting in 12 hours a day studying the markets, losing thousands and thousands of dollars like a day in a week. You know what I mean? But if you guys want to check all that stuff out, you can join the Capital Hungry free Twitter, which posts headlines throughout the day and night. You guys can also join that free Telegram analysis chat. And also, man, you guys don't have to pay for Capital Hungry Private or start to jump into it, because I know a lot of people, especially in the forex trading community, there's tons and tons of marketers, there's tons and tons of scammers, there's tons and tons of people who are ripping other people off and taking advantage of trying to make easy and fast money in these markets. Follow my signals, invest in my algorithm, hey, let me trade manage for you, hey, use my course, etc., etc., right? With Capital Hungry, yes, of course, I have a business with Capital Hungry private channel, and of course, when people join that, I make money from that business. But I don't want anybody to ever join Capital Hungry private and ever feel like they got scammed or didn't get their value, or ever feel like they don't know what they're getting themselves into. So before you ever even think about joining the private channel, I have all of these free resources. I have this free Telegram analysis chat where I share some trades I take, analysis, charts. You get what I'm saying? Like those trades I was taking where it developed to 15,000, I showed the first, like, remember I was telling you those sells were one trade setup? This is the example. This was like the first sells I took, I made 5,000. I took one loss with an early sell, but it was 4 positions. It was 4 positions for one trade setup. This free analysis channel has been running since 2019, giving information across the markets fundamentally and technically. You know what I mean? You have the free Twitter that posts headlines throughout the day and night. Forex Factory sources our Capital Hungry Twitter. All right? You have the Capital Hungry YouTube, where you can watch at least 20 past live streams. You have a full breakdowns on EU, GJ, gold. You have webinars on human psychology, trading psychology, fundamentals, technicals, podcasts. You can watch all of this, learn as much as you can from me for free, and then say, all right, you know what? I also want to join his paid chat because holy fuck, these guys milk it. But that's up to you. The only thing is, the Capital Hungry private chat is not always open. I only accept 400 to 450 members at a time, depending on how much I can handle, because I'm the only person running it. Right now, we're approaching 400 members. That's crazy, right? People are like, man, if you can give all that for free, then what does the private channel offer? The private channel, I have all these educational webinars on here, but the private channel has 50 more educational webinars that, fuck, man, I gotta log into this shit. Like, I'll show you guys. The private channel has 50 more educational webinars that the YouTube doesn't. And these types of streams, we do them every day. Plus, we do a lot of higher time frame analysis on pairs, and I'll show you guys that in a second. Just because we're coming towards Asian session close and markets are slowing down, trades have already played out. You know what I mean? Oh man, I'm starving. Fuck, you guys hungry? So let me show you. I gotta fucking log in. No problem, Sergey. Glad to be of assistance to you. So the first thing the private channel gets is access to all of these educational webinars. This is the Capital Hungry private channel vault. Okay? All of these webinars. These are webinars that are 20 minutes to like 2 hours long. From human errors in trading psychology to fundamentals to technicals to every single thing in between. You guys can read. You get what I'm saying? So the first thing you do when you come to the Capital Hungry private channel is you get your value by first watching all of these educational webinars. All right? This is when I used to have Instagram. I don't know if you guys know, when I was on Instagram before I deleted that toxic shit, the boy used to have like 20,000 followers. But anyways, everything. Oil, gold, U.S. transfer of wealth, historical analysis, market seasonality, pricing in, market environments, market correlations, how and why to do analysis, market sentiment, tools to read market sentiment, measuring economic impact, key levels, swing trade part 1, swing trade part 2, mapping, dissecting, understanding market moves, economic data reports, scalping sessions, part 1 to part 4 series, market structure, road mapping, trade ideas, understanding lower time frame, key levels and trends, psychology webinar, understanding lower time frame part 2, trends, key levels and candle signals, psychology webinar, analysis breakdown example, candle bodies, fundamentals and technicals, psychology, compound and growth, fundamentals, another psychology one. You have a ton of shit here, right? That's number 1. That's what you get when you first join. Then you, after that, you also get access to these Capital Hungry channels. One being the Capital Hungry News Terminal. So you're going to get news headlines before any Twitter feed, before any other website, basically like a news terminal. This cost me 20K a year with Reuters, with like a contract with Reuters. All right. You also get access to the Capital Hungry main feed. This is where we do market update webinars. We do higher time frame analysis on pairs. We do a weekly recap and refresher webinar. We do intraday market update trade ideas. We look at everything, like what political events we have going on through the week, what headlines we had going on, weekly economic events and data reports, mental reminders and trading psychology reminders. I think I said Hooters. All right. So every week we start out with these mental reminders and psychology reminders. We do a weekly recap and refresher webinar that's 20 to 30 minutes long. The weekly economic events report, news briefing, weekly political events. Then we start jumping into our trade ideas and analysis. And then we do the same way we're doing this stream. We do these London Zoom sessions like every night pretty much. And that's every single week. And then you also get access to the Capital Hungry Trade Room. This is where other members share analysis. This is where you get key level price alert. Like, you remember when GJ hit 142 here and I got that price alert on TradingView? Anytime a higher time frame key level gets hit and you might be busy and you're looking to execute a trade there, it'll send an alert to the chat. Other members share trade analysis here. You have Capital Hungry session alerts of when sessions are opening and closing, just for reminders. Key level price alerts across pairs, like when US30 hit this level, EURUSD hit this level. You have other members sharing headlines, etc., etc. It's all nonstop, man. Like, Capital Hungry, we don't sleep. We really don't sleep. Like, we really do not fucking sleep. I could scroll here for the next 3 days. You know what I mean? Always making sure we get feedback from the members of everything making sense. Everything is also saved and recorded. Every London session, every webinar, every trade idea, every chart is saved and recorded in here. So you could come back into the Capital Hungry main feed, search XAUUSD, and go watch a gold breakdown. You could go watch a gold breakdown from 2019 if you want. You could come here and watch a gold breakdown from November 17th, 2019. Everything is still saved in here if you want to back test everything. Remember I told you guys this? If we make our way up here at the start of the webinar, watch reactions. Man, I'm the fuck, man. Wow, beautiful. And then you also get access to the Capital Hungry banter chat, where all of us shoot the shit, share some trades we're taking, trade ideas as well. You know what I mean? Banter, give each other company, because trading can get fucking lonely, you know? Yes, sir, Jimmy. It's month to month, so you don't have to pay me like $5,000 and then feel like you got fucked over. You could come join for the month. It's like Netflix or Amazon Prime. Just make sure if you joined and you came for the 30 and you're 15 days in, let's say, right? And you realize this isn't for you. Like, you paid $100 for the month, which is like $3 a day. You realize this isn't for you. Just make sure, like Netflix or Amazon Prime or anything else, you cancel before your billing date, right? and then you cancel before your billing date. After 30 days, you'll be removed, and then you never have to join again. Worst case, you spent $100 for 30 days and you got access to all those services, sessions, analysis for 30 days. You didn't like it. That's the worst case at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You didn't have to pay me like $1,000 and then feel like you got stuck. It's not no big ass one time fee. Every month members choose month after month if they want to stay or not. And it gives people that freedom because we have people from all around the world, different financial backgrounds, different cultures, different countries. Sometimes people have shit going on in their life and they have to leave for a few months, and they didn't want to be there spending money for no reason, right? So they can cancel, they can cancel, leave for 3 months, come back, reactivate. GJ was a fucking beautiful trade, eh? Wow. What a beautiful trade. I'm gonna label this out of actually we already labeled it. You guys already knew exactly what we were looking for. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Right? You guys remember from the start of the stream where we validated the shift and breakout of the lower time frame bearish structure. We validated the bullish structure that was forming. We patiently waited for the break above the 1 minute highs. Support on the lower time frame formed at 141.8. First target hit to secure partials at 142. Runners ran to 142.2. You also could have taken another entry at 142 for the 20 pip range up. Now, like we already expected, this price point is previous intraday highs. Remember. So if we have to be cautious that we could get an aggressive pullback from here, which would be caused from buyers exiting positions. And we also have a new 30-minute candle, and we also have new 4-hour candles in 30 minutes as well. All right. I'm gonna send this just for reference. So new 4-hour candles, and one thing before I'll show you guys when I send this out is, yes, the buys ran great. Yes, the bullish price action and market structure is still holding. But don't forget when we come out to the intraday time frames here that we are reacting right at these previous intraday highs on a dime, okay? I'm loving this price action though. I'm loving how solid this candle can potentially close in 28 more minutes. But just be cautious at this price point. If we break above here, we will be going to 0.500, 0.800, and 143. We're going to be watching as we continue to scale up, all right? GU, I'm hoping nobody started to jump in sells for no reason, but even the safe buys, 35 pips. Let's review it. Intraday bullish structure we identified on the lower time frame. Did Dixie break those lows yet? Oh, we got some. Well, be cautious with GBP pairs right now, because if you guys look to the left, we have Bank of England speaking. they're just talking about economic growth and what's going on. So over the next 10 minutes, we're probably going to see some more Bank of England headlines here. Just be cautious of that. Like right now, they're just talking about credit card markets right now, credit markets and lending. All right, makes sense. Makes sense what we were talking about. Same similar idea to GJ, because the secondary in the pair is obviously. What are you guys talking about? Who? Todd Capital? Todd Capital's talking shit about us. He is like Capital Hungry Kid live streams until he gets 500 likes. What? Who the fuck is Todd Capital? That Scottish dude that nobody understands? Bro, tell Todd Capital go fuck himself. Nobody can even understand what he's saying. And that guy also bought viewers before. On some of his streams, he used to have 1,000 viewers and they're all bots. Tell that little googly-eyed, nerdy-looking midget I'll beat the shit out of him. Yeah, bro, this bum-looking dude always wearing a fucking toque indoors at his in his room desk. Why are you wearing a fucking toque? You're inside. You're in your room. You're on your computer. It's because he looks like a bum. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody said he was talking shit about our stream right now. All right. Anyways, GJ, GU. Just for reference points, I'm just sending it in. So you guys can review it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listen, yo, these YouTube streamers, they seem to forget I'm jacked. All right. Oh, fuck it. I'll pop their heads in a headlock. I'm not looking for my picture and banter to share it again. Somebody else can send it. All right. EU, it's not looking so hot. US30 hasn't moved much. Gold fucking around. We're not doing nothing on gold. Hello, Mr. Han, millionaire. Hello, everybody. Yeah, why is Todd Capital even talking about us? Nobody. Todd Capital talks about everybody else's stream. He talks about Raja. He talks about Monty. I don't care if it's good or bad. Nobody else knows him. Raja doesn't like him. Monty doesn't like him. I don't like him. No, none of us fucking care about this guy. He just talks about all of us. You know what I mean? Go ask Monty what he thinks about him. Honestly, go ask fucking Raja too. Unless they probably won't say it because they're more professional. They won't say because they won't say because they're more professional than me. But I'll tell a guy to his face. You know what I mean? That how you gonna call me a gimp when you're sitting in your room wearing a fucking toque, looking like a gimp? He's trying to do what he's. I think he's trying to do what he. First of all, half of his viewers right now are probably bots. This guy's got caught buying bot views before. Another guest said, I only start streaming once I have 500 likes. I don't think I've ever even had 500 likes on a video. I don't even get 500 views. How can I get 500 likes? We start streaming at 1:30 when the stream starts. How can I start streaming when I get likes? He said to come to Scotland and say it to his face. That's what he just said. Oh shit. Oh, my girlfriend's messaging me. 1 second here, guys. All right, 1 second. Let me go to the washroom quick. All right, no face reveal. Let me go to the washroom quick. Right? Ready? 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 Go right now. Go right now on. Go right now on his stream and measures the size of his head and compare it to this. Go right now. Go measure. I'll be back. I'm gonna go take a piss. Go right now and measure the size of that little fucking pussy's head and see if it's the size of my arm. And then tell me he's gonna kick my ass. Tell him right now you can't talk to me when my bicep head is bigger than your real head. You're gonna need a gun to hurt me. Alright? You understand? Do you understand? Please tell him that. Does the man need more? Should I send another flex? No. Tell him. Ask him now. Say, let's see you, buddy. It's, let me. Oh, what the fuck? Let me put this picture away now. It's too much. It's too much fire. What, you guys want to see more pictures of me right now? Tell that pussy to go buy some more views. Tell that pussy to go buy more bots on his stream. And that nobody knows he exists. Like, out of all the people he talks about, none of us knows he exists. You, I'm not sending you guys more pictures. Unless you guys want. If you guys want to see a couple more flexes, I can do it. He's saying I'm gay because he knows I beat the shit out of him. I love when people get shut up, you know? I love when people get shut up like that. Man, how come man's not saying he's gonna kick my ass anymore? How come he stopped that now, right? Because he saw that my biceps bigger than his fucking torso. That's why. That's why he's not saying anything anymore. Also, don't forget Todd Capital's fucking 5'8". Oh my god. Ew. My vein in my shoulder is thicker than Todd Capital's arm. Whose ass is he gonna kick? When my vein in my shoulder is thicker than your body. You're not gonna kick my ass. I'll flip man into a pretzel. Yeah, you guys like my OnlyFans content? No, I'm deleting this shit. You guys gonna use this against me one day? No, honestly, I'm just bored at this time in the stream. How can I might have wee man syndrome, but he's actually a wee man. So oh, bro, Scottish mans just drink a lot. What the fuck these guys gonna do? Scottish mans just yell and drink a lot. They're not kicking nobody's ass. All these guys built like crackheads in Scotland. Even to my UK brothers, man. I love you guys in the UK. A lot of you guys are built small in the UK too. I'm 6 foot as well. Everybody that always wants to kick my ass forgets what I look like. Like, I'll beat the shit out of a lot of these people. Oh. Yes, Brian. Thank you, Brian, my shooter. Brian, my shooter. You know what I mean? So anytime you say you're gonna beat, and guess what? On Todd Capital's stream, they probably didn't even fucking take a trade, man. They just sit there and say this shit looks bullish. This shit looks bearish. Oi, mate. No, but really, it's all good. At the end of the day, whether Todd Capital wants to admit it or not, none of us other people that stream like Todd Capital. Monty doesn't like him. Monty hates the guy. I can show proof of that. Fucking Ted doesn't like the guy. Roger doesn't like the guy. I'm good. I'm friends with all these guys in real life. You know what I mean, right? Nobody likes the guy. He talks about everybody like he's friends with them, but nobody likes the guy. You know? So yeah, Todd Capital, he's never gonna do shit. He doesn't make as much money as me. He's broke. He lives at home. He's small as fuck. Like just physically stature wise, man, small. I don't have space on my screen to show my face. I have a fucking chart. I don't. Why do you guys want to see 10 Zoom mans who don't speak? You know what I mean? I got a news terminal to the left. I got a chart right here. Why do you need to see my face? At the end of the day, tell Todd Capital right now to go message all these streamers that he likes, and nobody likes them. Use your webcam and get a bigger screen, douche. Yo, listen, I know you're one of Todd's warriors, but you're fucking retard, and a kid Nagar. None of these guys are gonna fuck or do shit to anybody, any of us. None of these guys. There is no stream tomorrow or another night. He really roasting your family right now. But yeah, tell Todd Capital, all these guys he thinks people like fucking Ted, Raja, Monty, we all fucking hate him. We are in a group chat together, and we have roasted him together. If he wants me to publicly expose that right now, I can. If he wants to get his feelings fucking hurt right now on stream, look at this. All right, what's this? First of all, we roasted this. You want to see your hero? Why is your hero buying bot views? Why does he have 2,347 views one of the streams he did? Huh? Oh, whoa. Wait a hey, look. Look who's wearing that stupid fucking toque. Look at this Muppet with a stupid fucking toque with inside his home. All right? How's he getting more views than Raja's getting? How'd he get 2,000 viewers? Whoa, wait a second. Hold on a minute. Something's not adding up. Something isn't adding up. You feel me? Oh, what's this? Hey guys. Hey guys. What? Hey guys, trade this dude, right? He also likes Seed, right? He was talking about Seed stream. Remember he was talking about Seed stream? Remember he's talking about Seed stream? Remember he's talking about Seed? Oh, guess who told me about him buying viewers? It was Seed! Oh, what? So Seed messaged me in a group chat saying, hey, look, this guy bought viewers. Yesterday he had 100. Today he has 2.3K. Now it makes no sense. Oh, whoa. Do I got the receipts? You fucking toque wearing pussy looking Muppet? Stop buying viewers, faggot. No other streamer likes you. Don't try to start shit with people you can't do shit with. Alright? I don't want to fucking keep all that out there. I don't want to keep all that out there. Yo, fuck this guy. Seed will tell him to go fuck himself too. Don't worry about it. 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 Me, Seed, and I are friends. Monty and I are friends. Raj and I are friends. Oh, wait a second. So you got caught buying viewers. So you're getting your so other people are talking shit about you, like Seed, like Monty. Now it's a roasting channel. Yeah, it is. When it comes to these hours, everybody knows what happens here at these hours. Yeah, sorry to spill the beans. Yeah, thank you. Buy roast slash USD. Oh, his friends bought the viewers now. Oh, now you gotta backtrack, eh? Now you gotta make excuses. I just showed the group chat where Seed and I were talking. That group chat, you know that message where Seed just said that this guy's trash, that this guy's buying viewers, that this guy's fake. When Seed said that, that's in a group chat that we are all in. Seed's in that, Ted's in that, Raja's in that group. We got a secret society. You guys can never join it. That's Seed, man. It is. I don't care who fucking bought them. You still bought viewers, probably still buying them. How come JP's coming here and not Ted? You small motherfuckers. You little boys. Go to Seed's live stream right now and go ask him. Say, hey, are you in a group chat with Jeeve? Why don't you go ask him? One v one me on Trading Nut. No one's 1v1ing you on a fucking Trading View candle replay challenge. Why don't you go play Monopoly with fake money as well, you fucking inbred? If you want to 1v1 me in something. Man said 1v1 me in a Trading View challenge. Are you guys fucking retards? Why the fuck would I go on dusty ass Trading Nut who doesn't even trade, who does candle replay challenges? Are you fucking new to this game? We trade real money here. Man said 1v1 me on Trading Nuts podcast. Wow, you're a fucking loser. You're not clapping anybody, JP Savage. You're sitting on fucking some retard stream buying him views because he only had 100 viewers. That's what you did. That's what you did. You bought your buddy views because he only had 100 viewers. He went from 100 viewers to 2,000. You thought it was a little joke. You guys try to play it as a joke, but you're trying to give the man a boost, a sad boost. The roast is bullish. JP's a pussy. Todd Capital's a pussy. Everyone who shows their face on a little Zoom video chat's a pussy. We already called out the trades, man. We're done. It's Asian session closed, you know? It's 4 a.m. Eastern now. We already ripped GJ. We already ripped GU. Yeah, bro. Go play with your fucking Legos, JP. Babyface ass looking dude coming in here trying to talk shit. Mr. JP Savage. JP Savage. Junior Daniel over here. Same hairline. Oakville is not your territory, Amin. You're a fucking... it's just a city, bro. You don't own any territory. Yeah. But anyways, pulled out some receipts on fucking... All I proved is that Todd Capital wears the same fucking toque every stream, the same dirty-ass toque that he bought viewers, right? And that no other streamer likes them, and we all shit talk him before. I already proved that. Can Todd Capital Group prove anything? No, he can't. I could send one more screenshot that would really show, that would really fucking put it in the grave, but I don't want to do that on stream. Anybody who's done a trading net challenge is a fucking loser. All right, guys, we're coming towards Asian session close. New 4-hour candles. It was fun. Thank you guys for joining me. How are you guys doing? I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Listen, JP, I'm not FTMO funded. All my trades you can see in the analysis channel. You know what I mean? I don't need funding from a fucking third party. All right, everybody, thank you guys for being here. If you guys want to see the recap of these trades, make sure to rewatch. We also oh fuck, my thing died. My fucking mouse died. It was a good stream. Fun times, always fun times. This dude is riding off of Daniel Savage's coattails. Holy fuck, you guys are funny, man. You honestly, out of all the YouTube chats, out of all the streams, I think the Capital Hungry YouTube chat's the fucking funniest. You guys are the best. Because you guys got thick skin, you know? I like it. I like it. But besides the roasting for like the last 30 minutes, did you guys get value out of the stream as we were doing the analysis for like the first 2-3 hours, right? With GJ, GU, it all made sense, right? Todd Capital's not doing shit. JP's not doing shit. Don't worry about it, all right? These guys aren't doing shit. All these guys will slowly fade out. A lot of these people need other people on their Zoom chat to talk and provide content. Don't forget about that. Yes, I'm a complete asshole. 1000% correct. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for telling me about myself. Listen, I got you want to see a flex? You want to see a flex without a trade? I can show a $20,000 news terminal on the screen, and most motherfuckers aren't even going to make that in the year. All right? So just appreciate the streams, man. Just appreciate the trading pit. All right? I don't buy viewers. I don't got tons of people on the Zoom chat to provide me support. I don't got to talk about... I didn't have to talk about other streamers like he was talking about us. We're just here providing value, providing that content, providing those trade ideas. Hey man, when Seed said it was fishy that he went from 100 to 2,000, I agreed. And when in this conversation, when Ted said he's trash, and when Monty said he's not no competition, I don't want to show that. I don't want to fucking put the coffin. I don't want to put the nail in the coffin. I don't know, man. But everybody, take care. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Everybody have a great week. Make sure you stay smart. Quickly back to topic trading wise. If you guys are trading through New York, don't forget about some of the economic events we have going on overnight. I'm sorry, that we had overnight already, just with the ECB stuff coming up shortly. All right. We have a lot of data right at 8:30 that could cause heavy whipsaws. Some of the key fundamental points are still very, very active here, so we're going to be watching those accordingly. Your stream reminders are on the screen if you ever want to contact me, if you ever want to talk to me, if you ever want to shoot the shit. Your mental reminders, don't be a dumbass. Wake up a bit in the morning right now. And I will catch you guys to the next stream, all right? Yes, thank you guys for taking your time and effort. Whether you like me or hate me, you guys came to watch this stream for a bit. So I appreciate that. Everybody take care. See you guys later. See you guys later. Another day in the trenches. Correct. I like that. Another day in the ruthless trading pit where we all get roasted. Todd Capital Group caught it though. Should have kept Capital Hungry out your fucking mouth. Should have kept Capital Hungry out your fucking mouth. I got receipts on everybody.